Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome here to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome to Rockin Robbie Live here on a Sunday night, September 6th, 2020, to be absolutely honest with you. At least here where I'm at, sitting in Alabama in the United States. How's everybody doing? I hope you had a great weekend. I had a fantastic weekend, minus my sports teams. Aside from that, it was a great time. We watched some movies. We played some video games. We'll be talking about all of that tonight. Tonight, we got a great show planned. Of course, this show is driven by your thoughts, your questions, your comments, your concerns, whatever. Get them in right now. I see people already filling up into the chat. Make your voice heard. Help drive this show because it is totally fueled by the conversation that you bring me to, though we do have some fun stuff planned, like taking a look at what's coming up in comic shops this week, taking a look at what we thought was the best comic book last week. Also, we got a top 5 tonight, and I'll be talking a little bit about my new Cobra Kai obsession and the failure of the PCP crew, excitable we are, against the Friday the 13th NES game last night. Holy cow. Never think you have it figured out. Once you get in here, sound off. Let us know you're in here. You know how we do it. And if you're new to the stream, if you've never been on one or you're catching on the replay, when we do this live, I try to interact with each and every single one of you. We are a PCP army. We are a PCP family. So thank you so much for joining the army over at Facebook. That's right. If you're on Facebook, you might as well join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. If you're on Twitter, you can follow me at the Rockin Robbie. If you are on Instagram, follow Pop Culture Philosophers. Also, Pop Culture Philosophers has a Facebook page. We also have a website. Did you know that? That's right, popculturephilosophers.com. And there you'll find links to everything here on YouTube, of course, as well as podcasts, which we haven't done one since like February or March, right? But it's coming back soon. Don't worry. Podcasts, blogs, and a whole lot more there. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm excited. Let's see who is going on. Also, if you want to support the channel, you are already doing it by watching. But you can go further in that support by getting involved in the conversation tonight. You can even go further in that support with a super chat or even further on patreon.com/PCP like these fine people right here. Seriously, generals in the PCP Army. Generals, captains, colonels, whatever the rest of them are. Lieutenants. Lieutenant Commander. I'm like Star Trekking right now. Anyway, what's up, Sam Fett? What's up, S Squared? How you doing? Sam Squared, to answer your question. My Ascender for this week got put into the wrong box by accident. So when I got home, I didn't have my Ascender to read. But I did read it before I did my top 10 to make sure it wouldn't jump in there, you know. But Ascender, the new issue, was great. If you've been liking it, no reason why you're not going to like this issue. Really cool stuff, and I'm loving what Lemire and Wynn are doing on that title. Taki, what's up? What's up, TSG Comics? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Slow Flow Jim? What's up, Comic Book Therapy? Hey, what's up, Fat Laces Picola? How you doing, my friend? He says this Uber ride sucks. I've had some shitty Uber rides. The majority of my Uber rides have been pretty freaking cool. Either A, I want to be left alone, or B, I'm a little loose and I need a ride from the bar or something, me and my homies, and then I'm more engaging. But I've had some bad Uber rides. I've had worse cab rides, creepier cab rides than I've had Uber. Most Uber people are pretty solid, but I have been on some bad Uber rides, so Fat Laces, I feel you. What's up, Billy Power Max? What's up, Reggie? Double G, the Reggie. That's right. What's up? Our camera is named after him because this cat threw in so much in support for that, and we appreciate that, homie. How are you doing? What's up, Fable? We got a song from Fable later on in the program, and it's the return of a favorite. It's, what, Matrix 5? It's the Transformers one, y'all. Y'all just wait. You get to hear it again. It's awesome. What's up, Eddie? What's up, God Tank? How you doing? Fire. How you doing, buddy? Tyler, what is up? Been a while since I've tuned into a live stream. Work is crushing me. Keep up the awesome content. Thank you. I will. I plan to do so. And you keep crushing it, Tyler. Work is crushing you, but you crush it. That's what you got to do. You got to crush work. You got to crush life. You got to crush the world. Remember, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. That's how we do it. We're adopting the Cobra Kai model here at PCP. We think that can help get us through 2020. Oh, lordy me. Oh, S Squared, don't worry. Ascender is not in the top 10. It's not. It did not make it. Did not squeak in. But it was an exceptionally good issue, and I'll bring it up on the weekly comic book review this week. What's up, Jay Strick? How you doing? Jay Strick just watched Lost Boys for the first time tonight. You know why? You know why? Because Horror Fest is coming. That's right, y'all. We are mere days away. Hours, if you wanted to count it that way. Hours away from the start of Horror Fest. But before we do Horror Fest, tomorrow morning on the channel, our Mulan movie review will drop. Check that. It's an actual in-studio filmed and recorded movie review. Me, Jelani, and Brooks, we watched Mulan last night. And I definitely want you to check out our review. So I don't want to necessarily tell you what we thought about it, but I'll just give you a facial thing, and maybe you can figure it out. Anyway, here are our thoughts on Mulan tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Time, as long as I pay attention to the note in front of me and upload the video as soon as we're done with the stream here. But on Friday night, The Lost Boys. Cry, little sister. I'm just going to say this. One of my absolute best moments in karaoke history, personal karaoke history, is rocking out Cry, Little Sister on karaoke, on stage, killing it with backing vocals. 3 people were behind me, and Jelani was one of them. Yo, we killed it. We nailed it, and it was one of my absolute freaking best karaoke moments in my personal history. Anyway, Lost Boys is coming up because that's right. Friday night signifies the beginning of Horror Fest. Here's the lineup, in case you wanted to know and you haven't caught on yet. There's the lineup for Horror Fest. These are all Friday nights, except for the winner of the Stephen King poll, which is going to be in the PCP Army this weekend, upcoming weekend. Not now, but this upcoming weekend. So we don't know which one that's going to be quite yet. However, Friday night, we start with The Lost Boys. The next Friday night, it's The Cabin in the Woods. That was the PCP Army movie poll winner. The next Friday night, it's Near Dark. And the first Friday of October, we're going to be talking about all 6 of the Dead films by George A. Romero. That's right. Night, Dawn, Day, Land, Diary, and Survival. That's the other one, right? Okay, after that, we're doing Reanimator. That was the Let's Mess J Strick Up poll. That was the winner, Reanimator, slightly edging out Dead Alive. The following Friday, we'll be talking about all 5 Phantasm films, and I will be watching I will be watching movie 5 for the first time. The following Friday, it will be The Wolfman from 1941. We always got to have a Universal horror classic in there. And then the Thursday after that, because on Halloween we want to have a couple movies, it will be the winner of the Stephen King poll. That poll, like I said, drops this upcoming Friday to celebrate the start of Horror Fest. And then we wrap it all up the day before Halloween, Friday, October 30th, with a discussion on the new Halloween, which I still have not seen. But it all starts this Friday night, 9 p.m. These are all live movie discussions. The idea of Horror Fest started very simple. Me and my homies, we love horror movies. And in the SOE days, which are the pre-PCP days, we would just try to watch as many horror movies as possible in October. Then we stretched it out to September. Then we started trying to cover it just a little bit, and we always want to plan Halloween stuff around PCP for that time. In the recent years, it hasn't quite been what we wanted it to be or what it could have been back in the day, but this is going to be the first full-out PCP Horror Fest. And it's not just about the crew, it's about the Army and the family. So we're letting you know what movies we're watching so you can watch them and then join in on a late night, Friday night, frightfully fearful Friday night discussion. I am very freaking pumped for Horror Fest. In fact, we all are. Me, Strickland, Jelani, Brooks, even Hammer Time Holshoe's going to get involved. And yo, that SOB Dylan from Dylan's Comics is going to be joining us probably for all of these, as long as his schedule permits. And I'm very, very excited to chill with my horror bros on PCP Horror Fest. So once again, let me flash that across what is coming up. That's the wrong one. There you go. That was nice, though. It started with... and speaking of Friday the 13th, Horror Fest doesn't end on Halloween, okay? And the other thing is Dylan is going to be hosting pretty much Horror Fest after parties on Saturday nights. We're going to be streaming over at Dylan's channel. Me and Dylan and a few other members of the PCP crew, possibly members of the YouTube crew, of the YouTube community. So we're going to have lots of fun. We're making a big event out of this. And also, starting September 21st, we'll have Mummy Mondays. That's live movie commentaries with me on classic Universal Monster mummy movies. And we'll be talking about that soon. But there are the movies to watch if you want to get involved. Lost Boys this Friday. We're going to have a lot of fun with that one. Trust me. I'm trying to design a new thumbnail for the Horror Fest. And so far, everything I come up with is like clunky and like elementary and ridiculous. So I just went with the old school for now, but we'll see what's up. Yeah, y'all ain't fooling me tonight. I know Dylan's not here right now. Okay? There you go. Because if he was here right now, he'd be hounding me about the second print of It Eats What Feeds Us, #1. I got a first print for him if he really wants. I got to let him know. It's just dinged up in the corner. We got one of our scout shipments all dinged up, and there was no way we were really going to get it. What's up, SCG1610? My name is Dennis Caleb McCoy. Anybody watch Face the Music? What's that not great? Our top 5 is kind of centered around my recent Bill and Ted Adventures and Journeys and Facings. What? Excuse me. I don't even know what that means. Jay Strick says, God, I loved Lost Boys. How have I never seen it is beyond me. Well, that's what we're here for, man. The majority of these films, there's a couple that Strickland has seen, that Jay Strick has seen. But I'm really excited to experience Horror Fest, which is already a great momentous occasion for us here at the PCP crew. But I'm excited to watch them along with one of my homies and discuss it, who's never seen a lot of these films. He's never seen Reanimators, never seen Near Dark. He just saw Lost Boys. So that's going to be really, really fun. And I cannot wait till Phantasm Night, because I don't know if anybody else is going to like these movies near as much as me, except for maybe Dylan. But I freaking love these movies. What's up, Herminio? How are you doing? Two Gun Pedro's in the house. Pew pew. Jesse say what? How are y'all doing? Good to see you. Billy, the Lost Boys got lost at Immortality. Just saying that. We're about to move into the first segment of the show, but like I said, this show is driven by your comments and concerns and questions and all that stuff. And I probably missed a bunch of conversation. Big Herm the Worm, I like that. D-Mets, your new comic review video is the best on YouTube. Thanks for the content. Well, thank you for watching it, and thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. Lost Boys is one of the GOATs. It's great. Someone was like, I mean, I think it was even Jay Strick before. He was like, are you sure? Is this a horror film? Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro, it's a horror film. Not all horror films have to, like, rip everything apart and make you go, ugh. You know, some of them just make you, yeah, I want to be a fucking vampire. Let's do it. Taki says, Robbie, what is up with Scout? It is really hard to get #1 issues for my LCS, and I pretty much have to order directly from their site. 2 examples are Everglade Angels and Yasmin. Here's what's up with Scout. Most retailers don't really want to support books that they have to take a chance on. That's pretty much it. Like, in all of my experience, and maybe there are other factors, like right now, coming out of the shutdowns and dealing with decreased business and foot traffic, maybe shops are spending a little bit less, a little bit leaner on their orderings, right? So when that happens, especially, and just in general, books from companies like Scout, Vault, Source Point Press, even Boom for a while. Boom's trying to break out of that mold, and they're doing some great strategies along with Vault Comics. That's why you're starting to see more of them, because they're offering like returnability and things like that. But most shops just don't want to take a chance on a Scout book. Most shops base their orders on pre-orders. And if nobody ordered Yasmin #1, right, then they're not probably going to order it. Or they're going to order like 1 or 2 copies. That's just the way it goes. That's why if you are interested in a Scout book, if it's Scout, if it's Source Point Press, if you are interested, the moment you hear about it, And I understand a lot of people just want to go into the shop and they just want to pick it up off the shelf. But on those kind of titles where they're very incredibly like low print indie titles, and I'm talking about Source Point Press, Scout, and there are others as well. But those two in particular, if you are interested in one of those books, you need to let your shop know. Otherwise, they may not order it. And that's one of the reasons why both Source Point and Scout and others are working more at getting you to be able to order directly from them. At my shop, we support indie books, 100%. I try to get every Scout book, every Source Point Press book. Like, some of them don't sell, and you wind up eating the cost, and that sucks. But at the same time, it's good to boost up that industry, because I think that that's the future of the industry. Not meaning that it's the future that's going to change it, but it's the future of the people that are going to be creating in it. Does that make sense? Anyway. That being said, if you have trouble finding anything, like I said, go to their website. There's nothing wrong with that. But I also understand wanting to go to your shop and getting it the day that it releases. So, there you go. Like, even at my shop, I order them, but I don't order very many. Like, I don't order near as many as I would a book from Vault or Aftershock even. Because they just don't have strong sales. So that's the problem. That's the thing. Jeff, one love from Chicago. One love. Yeah, and that's what Reggie's pointing out, the Scout monthly subscription box. The only problem with the Scout monthly subscription box is I wouldn't think that every Scout book is good. So, the problem is you got to get them all. But it's a pretty decent price. But I will always try to let you know what's going on. Now, I have fallen way behind schedules as far as, well, basically we got the new schedules worked out, but it provides very little room for me to do additional content. Like, I have a whole new series I want to do, but we also got Comics Revisited about to start back. We're about to start production of that. It's going to be a while till it starts back. We want to get into it. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I don't know how interested you people are, but I want to do more advanced reviews again, because I think that would be a big help, especially with Scout. Like, I get early looks at every Scout book. We were getting Source Point Press, but that kind of stopped at the pandemic, and it's never restarted, so I got to get back in touch with them. And I get a lot of Vault early looks. I just got an early look at the new Vault book, Autumnal, and I haven't read them yet, but I got the first 2 issues in my inbox, and I'm going to be reading those soon. And Sea of Sorrows as well, which is from IDW. And if you like Road of Bones, go ahead and just let your shop know you want Sea of Sorrows. Trust me, it's the exact same creative team. If you like that book, you're probably going to like this one. But Strickland had been doing some written advance reviews of some Scout stuff, and I even need to rehook up with Mad Cave, because sometimes you hook up with them, they send you stuff, and I guess you don't really cover it enough, and they stop. I don't freaking know. But I'm going to try to make it more of a point on the website with written reviews from like Strickland and video reviews from me of letting you know a little bit further ahead of time about really good indie books that you need to let your shop know that you want if you want to get it. Sean, what's up? What's up, brother? Thank you very much. The same thing happened with Lonely Receiver in my area, only 3 copies. See, we ordered heavy. For Aftershock, we ordered heavy. We didn't order like hundreds of copies of it, but we ordered kind of heavier on that. I think Aftershock may have done like a returnability, and that's something that a lot of these publishers have been doing. That's what I was talking about what Boom and Vault have been doing, is that they're offering their books to be returnable, at least issue number 1s. And that's really cool, because that's a way that a shop can kind of get behind it, and we can return what we don't sell and get credit back. And that's what they used to do to the newsstands back in the day. That's what they did to Books A Million and all those kind of places, so it's only fair to do it at comic shops. Marvel, DC, they don't really have that. DC and Marvel did some of it during the pandemic era. The Marvel era, I think, is over, and I think the DC stuff is as well. However, returnability is something that would really help shops have more content. Seriously. Like, if books were returnable for comic shops, they would order heavier on certain things, especially indie books. But I also know it's hard for an indie book to be like, yeah, we'll sell this, and then, oh no, now all of a sudden we have to repay or whatever. I don't know all the back down, whatever. Zombie X Dance, me, man, mon. People need to read more indies. Stick with the big two if you want, that's fine. But there's so much amazing stories with indies. Well, zombie, what I would say is there's so many great comic books across everything. The big two, albeit the big 3, 4, 5, whatever. And the indies, and even the small. There's even companies smaller than Scout and SourcePoint. There are people that just kickstart their books. There are people that do it completely on their own. There's a lot of small press stuff. That's worth supporting, 100%. But there's great stuff from all over. Lonely Receiver is great. If anybody out there has not had a chance to pick that up and you can't somehow get a hold of a copy, just let me know. We got copies. That book was hella good. Hella good. This was a really good, like, solid top 3 for me this week. And let's go ahead and get to it. What was your favorite comic book last week? What was your pick of the week? So I had a super solid top 3. Number 3 was Lonely Receiver. Number 1, great book. Really challenging. Very crazy. Sci-fi horror about romantic breakups. Really good stuff, though. At number 2, I had Coffin Bound. Number 6, man, Coffin Bound. But at number 1, it was this one. Nothing hit me like this book this week. And like Lonely Receiver and Coffin Bound are really great, like, nuances on the human condition. Okay? But this book is comic book gold. It's giant, it's cosmic, it's epic. It's basically about, we find these celestials out in space, and now we send ships out and they mine them. Right? They mine them for materials. And that makes sense, and that's cool. But you also have this amazing artwork by Simone De Mayo. And of course, Al Ewing doing a great job writing this. He had 3 books out this week, and this by far was the standout for me. Oh, it's got a little rip in it. Look at that. Gorgeous artwork. A gorgeous presentation. The colors are amazing and beautiful. The concept is high and intriguing. This book's great if you're high or sober. Look at this. This is really cool stuff, and it introduces characters, it introduces a concept, and through the concept, starting to build out this world of what's going on. Like, what's humanity, what they like right now because of it. This book was freaking awesome, and it seems like people are really pumped for it. I cannot wait to check out Bueller's Coffee and Comics video tomorrow to see what he thought about it. It sucks because Bob's not going to be on the show with him. He's got a special guest. I don't know who that's going to be. They're going to be talking about how do you collect comic books, what resources do you use, what tips and tricks there are, and what mistakes not to make. So he's going to have a great show tomorrow. Bob, I believe, is not going to be there. But I really want to see what he thought about this. Of course, I'm waiting on Bob's new video. I guess if he's been under the weather, he didn't do his video yet. I haven't seen it. But I'm ready to talk with my homies about, my YouTube homies about We Only Find Them When They're Dead. What a freaking great book. That was, by far to me, the pick of the week. And, I mean, we still got a lot. We still got a lot of September to go. But it's going to be tough to beat that. What a fantastic issue number 1. So right now I'm asking you, what was your favorite comic book of last week? What was your pick of the week? Hey, we got Jim Mint Collectibles up in the house. Y'all, I got to mention Jim. Major shout out to Jim. First of all, congratulations on 90K. 90,000 subscribers, y'all. This dude's a kingpin. You know what I'm saying? He's not even just it's not like a, it's like, oh, it's funny. He's, the Gympire. He's the Empire. He's the kingpin. Yeah, no. He literally is the kingpin. Like, this dude is like wheeling and dealing and making deals, backroom deals sometimes, maybe not, but all above board, I'm sure. But nah, Jim Mint Collectibles is the man, and we've been doing the spoiler alert show. We talked about 3 Jokers. I feel like the 2 of us did a very detailed analysis and commentary on issue 1 and 3 Jokers. I loved that. Had a lot of fun doing it. And then Friday night, we had a great discussion on Empire and why we both felt it kind of fell flat as an event. So if you haven't already, go over to Jim Mint Collectibles, check out those videos, and check out everything else he did, because that Hawk Girl statue is dope. Dope. But I don't watch too much. Yeah, got my hand a little bit of everything. He's wheeling the deal. He's making wheels turn. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen those guys that like spin plates? That's Jim. That's what he does. Seriously, if we could just have like right now, if we had like a fly on the wall spy camera over at the Gympire, we would see him with just plates just spinning like this. Or he'd just be chilling out because he plans his time out well. Anyway, Jim, thanks for popping in, man. How are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. And congrats again on 90K. That's insane. The road to 100K begins, and he's going to get that silver play button. And holy cow, that's always been a dream of mine, and I'm very happy for you, bro, and proud of you. I'm proud of you. Jim, have you watched Face the Music yet? And what was your favorite book last week? It was Justice League? Really? Really? Now, here's a question, Jim, I wanted to ask you, because you read We Only Find Them When They're Dead a couple weeks ago and talked about it on your NCBD Day book, right? NCBD Day? That's like DC Comics. That's like it's monotonous. Anyway, if you considered We Only Find Them When They're Dead, do you think that's better than that Justice League book you picked for your pick of the week? Toad to 100. See, I like that better, Jim. Screw the road to 100K, the Toad. You got to have someone design a Jim Mint Toad. All right, what was y'all's pick of the week? Let's see what everybody's saying here. Let's see. Image does returnable on some, not on everything. Yeah. And you know who else has been doing it for years? Marvel and DC have been doing it for decades, just not directly to the direct market. But yeah, Image right now is doing returnable. Vault's doing returnable. Boom's doing returnable. So there are companies that are doing it. Marvel and DC do it on they don't do it. Not to the direct market. They do it to the Walmarts and the Books a Millions and all that kind of stuff. That's something we need to bring back, I think, on the big two. That's what I was trying to say. And thank you for being here, Mike. I hope you're doing well. Mike's recovering from a surgery. You need to chill out, bro. Stop running action figures around town. Jay Strick says, my pick of the week was Coffin Bound number 6. I feel like I've changed Jay Strick's life when I introduced him to Coffin Bound. Daniel says, I'm going to be basic and say Batman 98. Nothing basic about it. Batman 98 was a great, fun chapter in the Joker War. I thought it was a little bit of a lull. Didn't quite make my top 10, but it's most people's favorite books of the week. Every time it comes out, and it's doing some really great stuff. Billy's Behind a Week. What was your favorite book that you read last week? D-Met's kind of hated that book. I don't know what book we're talking about. You talking about We Only Find Them When They're Dead? It happens, bro. I don't know what's wrong with you, but it happens. Taki says, Shazam 13, great cover art and good story. Wish the run continued. Yeah, I'd like to see that get to go more. Haraminio says, come on, everyone. Empire number 6 is the pick of the week. Robbie raves about it on Friday. I have people that, let's call them apologists for Empire, and maybe I'm a little harsh on the book, but I have a high standard when it comes to an event. If it's an event, that means it's got to be worth us investing into it. And Empire just wasn't that. I needed to get the point across that it wasn't. But I feel like on that show with Jim that we really we didn't just disrespect the book or anything like that. We just really were trying to get to why does it fail as an event? And I love the conversation. S Squared says, Coffin Bound 6, We Only Find Them When They're Dead, Spy Island, King of Nowhere finale. Hell yeah, all great books. Sam Fett says, Lonely Receiver reminded me a bit of the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix. That was the movie I was trying to think of in the weekly comic book review. I haven't seen that. Is Wolverine 5 leading us to a Blade appearance? Reggie, I freaking hope so. I hope so. God Tank says, my pick of the week was We Only Find Them When They're Dead. Hell yeah, bro. Ricky says, I OD'd on Cobra Kai. What a great series. Chris, what's up? He says, We Only Find Them When They're Dead was definitely my pick of the week. What's up, Martin? How you doing? Kirby says, We Only Find Them was a highlight. Also pleasantly surprised by how enjoyable Spy Island was. Yeah, I really liked Spy Island. Bang was another one I really liked. 2 good spy books this week. Got me really, really pumped and excited for James Bond. They just dropped that new trailer. That's always good. What's up, Ruben? How are you doing? Chris says, Grindel, Kentucky has potential like that first issue. Moonshine is always good. Sea of Stars was good too. Sea of Stars, I got to go back. I got to reread. I felt lost as fuck in that one. Hellblazer Rise and Fall was good too. I agree. Comic Book Therapy says Batman, Joker, we're loving it. Billy says Red Hood 48. That was a pretty solid issue. I thought that was a decent tie-in. The Sumerian People of the Black Circle, Ricky said, was his pick of the week. How early do you get new releases? Tuesday? Martin, I get DC books typically earlier than that. But yeah, usually we get them delivered on Tuesday to sell on Wednesday, and that's when I read them. Then I immediately do my review. Sometimes I get things a little bit earlier, but here lately they just sit in my inbox. Yeah, Fat Laces, that's right. They're about to tip off Game 2, Lakers Rockets. I'm not watching it. My ESPN app is not working. I think I got to get a new tablet because I got an old school Fire Kindle Fire or whatever, so I probably need to upgrade that. Strickland's always making fun of me for it. But my ESPN app's not working anymore, and it's on ABC, so that's where I would have to stream it. I should have just got a boob tube TV with an antenna put up in here. But all those over-the-air signals don't work here in this apartment for some reason. 31 works better. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, this is every once in a while, if someone wants to keep me up on the score, but if the Lakers are really, really losing, just let me stay focused on the show. I was telling Strickland, I was like, damn, the Lakers are playing every night. I got to fucking stream. Like I did the stream with Jim, Lakers were playing. I did the stream tonight, Lakers are playing. Tuesday night, I'll be doing the weekly comic book review, Lakers are playing. Jesus, come on. Don't even get me started on the Yankees. Like, we're like 2 weeks away from the postseason or something. Like, yo, we gotta, we can't do this. God. That pissed me off. Anyway, don't think about the Yankees. Don't think about the Yankees. I thought they canceled NBA. Nah, NBA's good, man. Mike, I uninstalled and reinstalled that ESPN app like multiple times. It's not working for me. It works, but as soon as it tries to start streaming, it has an error message. It just doesn't work. Everything else still works. MLB TV, Fox Sports Go, it all still works. ESPN, just not working. It's pissing me off. Because otherwise, I'd have the game on right now. Sam Fett says, we only find them when they're dead is my pick. Awesome book. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. LeBron's not dumb. Super chats for a new streaming device for Robbie, Herminio says. Thanks. If anybody, sure. All super chats tonight will go to a new streaming device for Robbie if anybody wants to throw in. It's just ESPN that's fucking up on me, man. But it's pissing me off. And now football season's going to be starting, so I got to get something. Excited for Red Hood 51, seeing how the series will go with the new writer. I'm excited to check that out too. I may try to jump on board. I've been these days trying to let go of old grudges, including this hatred I have for Jason Todd and the Red Hood and the fact that they brought him back, so I got to try to get into that. Are all your backgrounds real? What do you mean? Like this stuff behind me? Yeah, dude, this is all real. This is all real. This is all real. It's nothing to be proud of, I guess, but it's real. I mean, I'm proud of it. Come on, man. Star Trek books, cereal boxes, action figures. Anyway. Anybody read Hellblazer Rise and Fall? I loved it. I was my number 5, I think, this week. Yankees are a disaster, but hopefully by October, Judge and Stanton will be back. We'll see. Hopefully they'll be back and not get hurt again. Jesus. It's the pitching. The offense is kind of... Pitching's decent at times. The offense has been anemic lately, though. We just... Like, Baltimore. Baltimore. Anyway. Do be sure to check out Comics with Bueller tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central Time for the Coffee and Comics video. Of course, I'm a featured guest there. And, of course, I'm now featured on his weekly Top 10 Comic Books video in the Thunderdome section. Though I think we all got our ass kicked by the economics and comics guy. His pick of the week. So what it is, it's not a pick of the week. He calls it a pick of the week. But what it is it's the book we're most looking forward to. I said, we only find them when they're dead. And so did somebody else. I don't remember who. But Economics and Comics picked like a Batman 92 reprinted black and white like incentive cover that was like $200. It was like one per store or some shit. That's your most like hyped, like what? Nobody's gonna get. What are you talking about? The book's already come out. We're way past that. We always look forward. We can't look back. We gotta look forward. But most people that read We Only Find Them When They're Dead seem to really like it. Am I real? That's the question. Everything behind me is real. But me, I'm not necessarily 100% certain of that. I don't know if you're real. It's not quite a Teen Dog Shades night. But I don't know if y'all are real. What if this is just whatever? Am I dreaming? No? Okay, I'm good. Okay. What's up? Jason Todd and Deceased, though, strapping the Joker to the hood of the Batmobile. What a moment. Daniel, you're right. That was a great moment. I loved it. Draken finally caught this live. Hey! But am I real? Are you real? Anyway, get away from that. Tyler says, let's go O's. Bro. No. O's. Yo, Rob, I just found out The Invisible Woman had a mini-series. Whoever did the artwork in it killed it. Yeah, the artwork was, can't remember that cat's name. Mattia, something. Same artist that did the Jessica Jones series with Kelly Thompson. Really, really good artist. See, I think everybody right now is really questioning whether or not they're real. Like, and that's something we should do more often. And I should also question whether or not you're real. Is this real? Actually, that was a great question. Am I sure this background's real? Am I sure that these actually exist? Did I just dream up and manifest the idea in my own head that Chocolate Life cereal existed because I've always wanted it? I don't know, bro. And I haven't even tried it. What if it sucks? Anyway. Well, I don't know if it... Yeah, Jim's the guy who... I don't know if it was Jim and me that won. I mean, it seemed like there were a lot of votes for that damn Batman book. Well, whatever. That's fine. But Bueller will announce it this, I guess, on his new video. The next one. So Tuesday. Are we in a dream within a dream? No, actually, Herminio says, are we in a dream within on a dream? That's even crazier. Yeah, Mattia de Io Lewis, something like that. What's up, Slime? How you doing? Oh, Jay Strick, it's funny that you mentioned the new Bill and Ted comic this week because that's going to be my entry in this week's Thunderdome. And I don't expect to win it, but PCP Army, get on that video when it drops on Tuesday morning, Bueller's Top 10 video, and vote for me in the Thunderdome because my pick, my most anticipated book this week, and we're about to get into what's coming out this week, my most anticipated book is Bill and Ted Are Doomed. That's right. Bill and Ted Are Doomed. It's a Dark Horse miniseries, and it's the official prequel to Bill and Ted Face the Music. It's going to bridge the gap between Bogus Journey and Face the Music, and it's done by Evan Dorkin, who did the original Marvel series, so that's super cool, and Ed Solomon, co-writer, co-creator of the franchise, is going to be helping him write that as well. Can't wait to read the rest. I'm definitely hooked. Harvesting Celestial Organs. Is rock and roll noise pollution? No. Not at all. It's noise evolution is what it is. Yeah, weird stretch, y'all. Mike says, did some research and you aren't the only one having issues with the Kindle and ESPN. Well, maybe I need another, like a real tablet other than a Kindle. I don't know. I like the Kindle, though, because it's tied into my Amazon and all that kind of stuff. Did you remember to wind your watch? Gotta remind yourself, bro. Still doesn't work. I'm looking forward to Transformers and Back to the Future. What's the release date on that? October, Ricky. October, to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Back to the Future. Which is really cool, because when we started PCP, it was the 30th anniversary, and our first episode was about time travel. Now that's a weird stretch, Mike. The detective. Yes, detective. See, I don't even know if I should read that cyberpunk book Fable because it's based on a video game. It's by Cullen Bunn, but it's based on a video game. Like, should I read that? Y'all want me to read that book? Because I was just going to skip it. Nothing ever really ends. Look at Billy with all the dropping of, like, consequential knowledge. Are you real? That's a real... You should do that more often. You should do that more often. What you say, I want to hear Hellboy. Well, Ricky, the cool thing is if you want to hear the His Name is Hellboy song, you can always now find it here on the YouTube channel. I cut it out of that live stream, the initial version of it, and there you go. It's available for anybody to listen to anytime they want. And I can't guarantee a Hellboy song tonight, but y'all know what brings out the Joker video. You know, last week there was that Octobriana book. What the heck was that? The art was cool, but well, I don't know what that was. I didn't see anything at all. I know there's that damn Chex Man book that came out, but it was too damned expensive. Got to figure it out. Reggie wants to hear it. So first of all, Reggie, thank you so much. Even though this is going to say all Super Chats go to the studio upgrade, it's actually going to a tablet, apparently. Here we go. His name is his name was Hellboy. Rasputin. This is the remix. his name was his. Yo, let me tell you about this man that I know. No, his name is Hellboy. He was brought to this earth some long time ago by a demon he was brought to this earth by Rasputin, and he's just putting on his work. He's putting on the Ritz. That's what he likes to do, and he does it in the morning and he does it at night. Don't you know his name is the Hellboy? I do so apologize for that. Reggie, I don't feel like that was worth necessarily your $5, but thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. Tonight, remix versions of the Hellboy song and Crazy Joker Man. Oh, don't forget about that one. Anyway, thank you so much, Reggie, for supporting the cause, being a true soldier in the PCP Army. He's more than a soldier. He is a legitimate general. Been trying to catch up on DC stuff, and it's just so long and daunting. Some people could say that about comic books in general. But just jump in, just enjoy the ride. Just don't feel overwhelmed. If you're feeling overwhelmed, step back, go to something else. Of course, we're probably post Death Metal going to have a really good jumping on point for DC. So, there you go. Rockin Robbie, what are your thoughts on Web of Venom Wraith, bro? I feel like this is about to bring some major heat. Sans, I can say this. Seems like every new Donny Cates book related to Venom is bringing heat right now. So, yeah, it's probably going to be a big deal. But we'll see. But I'm excited for it. Well, thank you, Ricky. Is Doctor Doom canceled? I wish. I haven't heard anything about it being canceled. It's on a hiatus. It will be coming back eventually. But the moment I actually hear that Doctor Doom's going to be canceled, I'll probably be happy, which sucks because I love Doctor Doom. But, I mean, come on. Just he's good as a villain. He doesn't need his own ongoing book, especially that one. Started Empire Pray for me. It's an okay story. It's a bad event. That's what I'll say. First law of metaphysics is nothing unreal exists. I can buy that. What can you say about Keanu's Berserker? I'm excited for it. Matt Kent's involved with it, and he's a really great creator, so I'm excited. The art looks cool. The artwork I've seen looks great, so I'm excited for it. They're maggots, Michael. That's right. Friday night, we start Horror Fest with the Lost Boys, and if you want to know what's coming up, there it is right there. Yeah, I do mean the Eisner-nominated Doctor Doom. Fabulous. The Eisner-nominated is funny. Just the November previews, and there's been a boatload of indies on the November 11th. Hell yeah, bro. R.I.P. Lou Brock, you right about that. We lost a legend in the MLB. Would you recommend Three Jokers or Empire? Three Jokers. I would not recommend Empire, unless you're like a super hardcore old school Avengers Kree Skrull type fan. Then you just might want to check it out because it does change some things. It finally moves that story a little bit forward. I like that it moved the Kree Skrull stuff a little bit forward. I like that. But I would recommend Three Jokers for almost anybody. A lot of people know the idea of who the Joker is, and they know Batman. So, yeah, read that one. It's really good. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is... So let's take a look at what's coming up this week in comic shops. September 9th, which also just happens to be Brooks' birthday. So, Jay Strick, don't let me forget that. We got to do something nice for Brooks on Wednesday when he comes in to pick up his books. Maybe we'll buy some of them for him. I don't know. But coming up in comic shops, Dark Horse is back in full swing, so let's get to it. First of all, Bill and Ted Are Doomed. I've already talked about this one. This is going to be my entry into Thunderdome, Bueller's Thunderdome this week. I'm very excited for this book. It's written by Evan Dorkin and Ed Solomon. Ed Solomon along with Chris Matheson. Chris Matheson is a friend of the show, co-creator of Bill and Ted. Ed Solomon and Chris Matheson are the creators of Bill and Ted, and they wrote all three movies. This is not Chris, but I did an interview with him. That's cool. But his buddy Ed is helping... Evan Dorkin with the new Bill and Ted Are Doomed miniseries from Dark Horse. It's a prequel to the new film, which I absolutely loved. Our movie review is live right now. You can check it out. We had a great discussion about the movie, then a bunch of bullshit afterwards. Blackwood Morning After #4. Speaking of Evan Dorkin, that's Dorkin as well, right? Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team #1 of 4. Written by Colin Bunn based on the upcoming video game that I keep hearing has been delayed. There's a second print of Kanto and the Clockwork Fairies coming out this week from IDW Publishing. If you haven't gotten a chance to check that out. G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is there. A Real American Hero 274 drops this week. TMNT. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 109 comes out this week. Transformers. More than meets the eye. Galaxies #9 comes out. Usagi Yojimbo Color Classics #7 and Wellington #5. That's from IDW. From Dynamite, we have Death to the Army of Darkness #4. We have Green Hornet #2. Mars Attacks Red Sonja #2 with the main cover is just Martians and butts. Sure. Let's go with it. From Boom Studios, we got Buffy the Vampire Slayer Willow, #3 of 5. We've got Firefly, New Sheriff in the Verse, original hardcover. Is that what that is? That's interesting, I guess. Lumberjanes #73, Red Mother #8, a third printing of Seven Secrets #1, and Something is Killing the Children #10. Any of them could have been my entry into Thunderdome this week, but it's definitely, by far, going to be, you guessed it, Bill and Ted Are Doomed. Come on, bros. Come on, dudes and dudettes. Let's do it. From other publishers this week, we have Ash and Thor #5. We had Bad Mother #2. Dryfoot #1 is a new one from Mad Cave Studios. From Vault, we have Heathen Volume 3. That's the final trade paperback in the Heathen saga. We also have the next trade paperback of Wasted Space from Vault. That's Volume 3. One of my favorite comic books, period. That's awesome. Join the Future #5 is out this week. The Resistance #5. Stargazer #1 is another one new from Mad Cave Studios. I have read this, and it's awesome. Should have done an advanced review. This book is freaking awesome. If you enjoy our Teen Dog Shades nights here, you definitely need to read Stargazer. 100%, trust me. Sweetheart number 5, that's the final issue. Hits print this week. Vampire the Masquerade number 2 from Vault Comics. And Vlad Dracul number 3 from Scout Comics. That's from some of the other publishers. Let's take a look at Image. Image has the Ice Cream Man Presents Quarantine Comics. During the quarantine, during the Diamond shutdown, W. Maxwell Prince and company and some friends, they put together these really short Ice Cream Man stories that were available on quarantinecomics.com or something like that. I read a few of them. They were really, really good. For instance, one of them is written by our homie Dennis Camp. That's right, the writer of Maxwell's Demons. Super cool cat. He's friends with W. Maxwell Prince. He got invited to tag along. He did a story that's all collected in a one-shot comic book out this week. Ice Cream Man Presents Quarantine Comics. It's a one-shot for $5.99. Marked number 7 is out this week. Oblivion Song 27. Outer Darkness Chew has its trade paperback. Reaver hits issue number 11. Stealth releases its penultimate issue with issue number 5. What about from Marvel? From Marvel, we've got Amazing Spider-Man 48 continuing the pretty decent Sin Eater story right now. Captain Marvel number 21 with a classified variant. So who's dying? What's going on? What are they doing? Empire Aftermath. That's right. It's not quite over yet. Avengers. Empire Fallout. Fantastic Four. It's not quite over yet. Hey, Omnibus Heads. There's a Heroes Reborn Return Omnibus hardcover. That's really cool. Miss Marvel, magnificent she is. Number 14 is out this week. Marauders, number 12. Ravencroft, number 5. Marvel's Spider-Man Black Cat Strikes, number 5. The Rise of Ultraman, number 1. Ultraman fans rejoice. Tokusatsu fans rejoice. It's out this week with a lot of covers. Star number 5 releases this week. Oh, they're doing a Top Dog trade. Wow. That's taking me back. A bunch of new printings of Thor books, as usual. Web of Venom, Wraith number 1. That's one to get into. It's going to fly off shelves. X-Factor number 3. X-Force number 12. From DC Comics, we have Batman and the Outsider 16. Wraps up this Ra's al Ghul story and sets up the final issues. Dark Knight's Death Metal Trinity Crisis. This is a one-shot comic book by Scott Snyder and Francis Monopool. I have read it. I read it this afternoon. It is not 100% essential if you're reading death metal, but I would say that it is 97% essential if you're reading death metal. Hawkman number 27 is out this week. Joker Harley Criminal Sanity number 5. Justice League Odyssey J-Lo number 24. Nightwing 74. Superman 25 introducing a new Superman villain. Flash 761. The Green Lantern season 2 number 7. And Wonder Woman 762. Find my thoughts about all of these titles Tuesday night on the weekly comic book review. And the one I'm most excited for, my entry into Thunderdome this week, will be Bill and Ted Are Doomed. Bruh, Red Mother and Something is Killing the Children in the same week. Let's go. Hell yeah. Hawkman has JSA in it. It does. I read it. I read the last issue, which I missed today, and I read the new one. So, and it's an ending book, so this is like the last story arc. I'm going to have to check out this Octobriana book that everybody keeps mentioning. Because what people are saying about it and some of the people mentioning it make me really, really... Is the stream jumping for everyone? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Yeah, it's jumpy. Doesn't say anything on my end about it, but, I'm not... there you go. This app is messing up. Uh-oh. Well, the soundtrack for Fate's Music is great. Really good. It's got Weezer on it. Well, we're about to take a quick break anyway, so here's the song. This is a solo song. I did a demo of this way back. I never released this. I don't think it's like super, super good, to be honest with you. But I wanted to treat you guys to something special tonight. So on this break, this is me, Contact. That's my stage name when I do the music. It's a solo. Everything was me. And it's called Who Are We?
who are we? Bound and confounded by this mystery. Stay by my side and we can stay alive. I try to fly through the sky, but something isn't right inside. Every beat screams, who are we? Bound and surrounded by our history. Taken from the signs, we think the end is nigh, so we deny, stay high, but something isn't right inside. We're strolling, we're nearing, never off, we fear it. We're running, we're treading, never off, we tread it. We're striding, we're scouting, never off, we doubt it. We're avenging, assembling, our enemies are trembling. From the bright light followed by a right light, broadly in the bright night, but it's not quite right. Thought we were the white knight, thought we were night fight, thought we came to unite, all we did was ignite the hate and the tension. Now we all finally give our attention, but never do we give comprehension. Just waiting for divine intervention. So who are we? Everything screams, who are we? Bound and confounded by this mystery. Stay by my side and we can stay alive. I try to fly through the sky, but something isn't right inside. Everything screams, who are we? Bound and surrounded by our history. Taken from the signs, we think the end is nigh, so we deny, stay high, but something isn't right inside. But it all comes back to the countdown. Forget it, we can do it on our own now. Thank God that He gave us the know-how to understand that there are no golden cows. False idols to which we will never bow. Into our home evil things we will not allow. This bitterness here we will disavow. Perceive that your time is right now. So who are we? Everything screams, who are we? Bound and confounded by this mystery. Stay by my side and we can stay alive. I try to fly through the sky, but something isn't right inside. Everything screams, who are we? Bound and surrounded by our history. Taken from the signs, we think the end is nigh, so we deny, stay high, but something isn't right inside. Everything screams, who are we? Bound and confounded by this mystery. Stay by my side and we can stay alive. I try to fly through the sky, but something isn't right inside. Everything screams, who are we? Bound and surrounded by our history. Taken from the signs, we think the end is nigh, so we deny, stay high, but something isn't right inside. Everything screams, who are we? Bound and confounded by this mystery. Stay by my side and we can stay alive. I try to fly through the sky, but something isn't right inside. Everything screams, who are we? Bound and surrounded by our history. Taken from the signs, we think the end is nigh, so we deny, stay high, but something isn't right inside.
Hey everybody, welcome back here to Pop Culture Philosophers and the second segment of Rockin Robbie Live. How are y'all doing? What's the Lakers score? I don't know if my updates are like super up. Mine say 17-11 Lakers, 4:26 left in the quarter, first quarter. That's what I say. So Lakers seem like they're up, and just like I was telling Strickland, I don't think it's over. I mean, the Blazers took game one against the Lakers, and there you go. How are y'all doing? We got some fun stuff. We already talked about what comic books are coming out this week and what our favorite comic books of last week were. This segment, we're going to be talking a little bit about Cobra Kai, a little bit about that damn Friday the 13th NES game. Also, though, whatever you guys want to bring up, that's what's really going to fuel the majority of this segment. So get your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns in right now. You can find podcasts and more at popculturephilosophers.com. You can follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and Instagram. If you're on Facebook, you might as well join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. That way, when this weekend rolls up and Horror Fest starts, you can get in on the next PCP Army movie poll and get your voice heard in what Stephen King movie adaptation you want us to cover the week of Halloween. You can follow me on Twitter at the Rockin Robbie. And you can support the channel over at patreon.com/PCP like these fine people right here. David, Alex, Brianiac, Nelson, Reggie, Brian, Didi Bullseye, Dunlaney, George, Hamburger, HC, James, Jason, Javi, Jose, Josh, Lewis, Monmeet, Mikey, Nicholas, Robert, Sebastian, Taki, Timo, TJ. Thank you all so much. We got a new one to add to that list too, so that's always super, super exciting. Like I said, patreon.com/PCP, but just watching the stream right now and getting involved in the chat is 100% support enough. How are y'all doing? What were y'all talking about during the break? Rockin Robbie represent, you know it. It feels like it's been a while since Bleed Them Dry. It does. There wasn't one this last month, but it's coming soon. Strickland says, bro, y'all some pill-popping snitches. Samuel says, I don't know what the heck Robbie is talking about. This song is awesome. Well, thank you very much. Who are we? So I was trying to do solo stuff. This was from like 2012 probably. 2011, 2010, somewhere around there. Like that's where that song comes from. I think it's like 2012. And I would redo some lyrics, but for the most part, I really like the hook. I tried doing some singing. I didn't feel confident. I threw in some like my own like back chat in there, and I don't know. I mean, it's okay. I just don't think the beat's the best. I love the synth lines. I love all that stuff, but the beat itself to me is kind of simple, and I was just kind of learning how to actually handle beats. I was always more like, the way it would work was that like, either we would use loops or Kevin would come up with the beat, and I would write like, you know, the keyboard bits and the bass lines and shit like that. So, whatever. But thank you. Thank you so much. I still like some of the lyrics. Like, I love the lyrics on the hook. Really do. But anyway. But thank you. Thank you for the kind words. That is the line of the year. Okay. Like Lon Chaney, I'm a master in disguise, and I hypnotize till you paralyze. You try to get by with your fictions and lies. Would you say own soul for a slice of the pie? Now my eyes are in focus and it's plain to see. Arise to my levels where you want to be. You try to hang around, but you can't with me. Now you switch inside like the lycanthropy. You get no respect, you a flip-flopping bitch. Treat you like you are, you a pill-popping snitch. Cut you into pieces with my silver bullet spit. Now you know that you're done before you even feel it hit. Even a man who is pure in heart says his prayers at night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the moon is full and bright. That last little bit right there, of course, is from The Wolfman from 1941, one of the films that we're covering in Pop Culture Philosophers Horror Fest 2020. So there you go. And it kicks off this Friday night with Lost Boys. I was not in ICP, but I should have been. But I'd rather be in PCP, to be honest. Fat Laces Picola says, I'm late for the party with Cobra Kai. I watched 3 episodes this morning. So far, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, dude. I was late, too. I started it Wednesday night. And I think I'm going to finish it tonight, definitely by tomorrow. I think I'll finish all 2 seasons. I'm really, really liking it. My thoughts on the recount, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, you know me, Billy. Well, thank you, Ricky. Well, that's the lyric. That's my second verse from Fight the Night, with the pill popping snitch. You know, I came up with that line. It just felt natural because I wanted to use flip flopping because I wrote that stuff in like 2005. So I was still reeling from the 2004 presidential election, and the word flip-flopper kind of stuck in my head from that, right? So flip-flopping bitch. I was like, what rhymes with that? And I went, pill-popping snitch. I was like, I know a couple of those. Sure, let's roll with it. I feel like Daniel is turning into a douche. Yeah, part of him is and part of him's not. And that's why I'm liking the show so much. Might anybody have a rough idea what sponsors pay dues like RR? You mean Rockin Robbie? I have no idea. We have no sponsors. We had one person one time offer to be our sponsor. They wanted 10 episodes. They wanted a shout out at the beginning of 10, like 30 seconds at the beginning of 10 videos. So I put together a number and they were willing to pay it. And then I looked at their website, and what they did was they were doing like, it was some kind of CGC website. It wasn't CGC, but it was some kind of website that sells CGC books. And I was like, that's not what I was like. I can't. I felt like the prices were a bit too high. I was like, I can't bring people over here. So we turned down our first sponsor offer. First and only. Maybe you shouldn't turn them down. I don't know. I just don't want to sponsor something that I can't get behind. Maybe that's a little idealistic, but life at PCP is pretty fine right now. It's fine. You know, we're not doing this for money or anything like that. We're doing it to have a nice community, and I mean, I just want to be on TV. Yeah, so mission accomplished. Cobra Kai is so good. When's the third season coming out, man? It feels like I've been waiting for it forever. I think it comes out 2021, I think. Netflix just put seasons 1 and 2 on Netflix because it came from YouTube, and it's probably reached a much wider fan base than it did before. In the first, Lakers up 36-20. Bro, I thought the Heat were about to win today, sweep the Bucks, and then Strickland would owe me a Taco Bell dinner. But I can wait a little bit. I'm surprised the Heat were still in it with as many turnovers as they had, bros. I'm just saying. Robbie, you do so much. How do you have the time to watch anything? Herminio, I really don't. That's why like we do the one movie a week. Yeah. At the end of the night, that's usually my wind down period. That's where I watch TV. And right now I've been spending it watching Cobra Kai. So, but that's why I haven't seen so many things. I used to stay way caught up on that, but yeah. Jay Strick says, it's definitely interesting seeing Daniel kind of lose the Miyagi way as he got older. It's so good to it's so good to watch because Johnny truly believes Daniel is the villain in his life. Yeah, then he starts questioning that, doesn't he? Or does he not? Fable, you're right. We are rapidly approaching 8,000. We have had a nice like little surge of subscribers. I think that's due to getting shout outs on the Bueller channel. Discovery Bay Comics also spotlighted us a few weeks ago, and then doing the streams with Jim, and just the efforts of everybody here at the PCP Army. You know, we don't really advertise or anything like that. It's all just growing naturally, organically, word of mouth, and I'm cool with it, man. We've been at it for 5 years, and I feel good where we're at. Others have come after and have grown larger, but I think we got a very specific crew here. We got a very specific army. We got a very specific community, and I love it, and it's only going to grow, and I appreciate it. So yeah, we're very close to 8,000, which I thought after the shutdown and all numbers kind of dropped here on YouTube, for me and many others, I think. I thought that we weren't going to hit the goal of 10,000. But if we hit 8,000 like this week, which it seems like we may, I think we could really like get us to 10,000 by the end of the year, which was our initial goal for 2020. And between that and Bill and Ted and Horrorfest, it would kind of salvage a little bit of this year. This year's fucking blown, y'all. I'm just going to say that. On a personal level, it sucks. Fuck it all. I might have to take Karen Gillan's die off my pull. It's so hard to understand. I actually have been planning on getting caught up on that. But it always seemed to me like something I would like by trade. You know what I'm saying? Trade waiting. Hey, what's up? I am Will, 1408. Robbie ain't no sellout. I can see you wearing the Reebok warm-ups and drinking a can of Pepsi like Garth. Dude, me and Jay Strick were looking at some Jordans, and he was looking at the Shaq shoes from the 90s, and I was like, man, I want to get a pair of pumps. He's like, no, you need to get some Jordans, some Jordan 1s. It's like, nah, man, I think I want the Reebok pump. Japanate, I do not own a shop. I work at one. I'm the store manager of a comic shop. Michael, what's up? Says, Cobra Kai is a great show. Can't wait for season 3. What's the name of it? Do you ship comics? Yes, we do. It's The Deep Comics and Games. The number one point of contact for us is going to be Facebook. The Deep Comics and Games. Yeah, we'll do an 8,000 subscriber special. Sure. I'll try to get the crew on. Strickland has been, not Strickland, but Justin Goldsmith has been wanting to do another one. He calls them, like, we need to do another one of them Zoom things. I'm like, they're called streams, bro. And we don't use Zoom, but they're called streams. But he's a professional IT guy. You know, he works at the science department, I think, at one of the universities. And, yeah. It's just funny. He's always like, we need to do another one of them Zoom things. It's like, what they're called streams. That's what we call them. And we literally do them like 2-3 times a week, bro. So you just let me know when you want to join. I think he meant, though, a big one altogether. 8,000 would be a good reason to get a bunch of the excitable PCP crew together and chat with y'all for a while. Fable says it's been great being a part of the group this past year. Thank you, Fable. It's been great having you, 100%. You're my homie. You're my brother from another mother. I never even met you. But I know that when I eventually make it up to NYC, I know that you and Herminio, you know, Herm the Worm, are going to be helping me out with what I need to do. I'm going to rely on y'all. We got to hang out. You got to show me where to go drink. And you got to show me where to go eat. I already know where to go watch baseball. I know where to catch a Broadway show. But I need to know we got to go to play. And I want to go where you guys are. Like, I want to hang out, man. I want to have fun. I want to get the New York experience. I don't, yeah. Who cares about Times Square and all that shit? I mean, it'd be nice, whatever. But I just want to watch a Yankees game. I want to get some brews and eat some good food. I want to have New York pizza. Like, what's the best New York pizza? Start thinking about it. One day, Rockin' Robbie's going to wind up in NYC. One day. It's going to happen. And when it does, Fable, Herminio, you guys got to start thinking, where are we taking Robbie for beer? Where are we taking Robbie for pizza? Goldsmith is having Dragon Con withdrawals right now, Fat Laces. You see that? Everybody is. Everybody that goes, I've never gone to Dragon Con. Maybe I'll go one day. I don't know. I've always just been kind of like, I don't care. It just seems like a lot of fuss for... I like going to shows that have comic book creators. So I like Heroes Con. That's what I like. I don't know. I get it. Dragon Con's supposed to be just like 5 days of nerd debauchery. I get it. Okay, that's fine. That's like a weekend for me. So I just, like, I don't know. I never really quite caught the appeal, but everybody that in our town that goes to Dragon Con, which is in Atlanta, they are fiending so much because it's supposed to be this week. And yeah, there you go. Firepower is great. That's a good one. Is there anywhere we can send some fan mail to? Love to send Rockin' Robbie care package to get you all back for... Oh, well, we don't really... I should set up a P.O. box. That would be the professional thing to do, right? Contact me on one of our socials, and we can talk about that if you want to send some fan mail in. That's the way to do that right now. I need to get a P.O. box, don't I? Yeah. I'll just give you John's address. We can all go to a Knicks game. Maybe. You got to hit at a specific time of the year, Strickland, if you want to go to a Knicks and a Yankees game. Yankees is the most important thing. I don't know if I necessarily want to go to a Yankees game. I mean, it'd be early in the season. We could probably pull that off, with the Knicks and the Yankees being in town at the same week or something. We could probably pull that off, but I don't want to do it later in the year. Well, I mean, basketball didn't even start till, October again? Well, not right now. It's all different now. Who knows? Football season starts this week. NFL or college? NFL starts this week. Like next week? When does it start? I have no idea. Tyler Christ, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chat. He says starting Robbie's NYC plane ticket fun. Well, that's quite an adventure a long ways away, but thank you so much, my man. Hit. Hell, boy. Yo. Well, let me tell you about this man that I know. His name is Venom. He's got a crazy tongue with a lot of green slime, but he's an alright guy. He hates the Spider-Man, wants to eat his brains, but I think he is a cool dude and not quite too insane. Love that Venom. His name is Venom, Eddie Brock, yes you know. He hates Spider-Man, though they're cool sometimes. Venom's his name. Huh. Anyway, the Venom song, it just happened. Could be better. I could work that one out a little bit. I think we're workshopping it right now. It's first time. Just looked over there, got Eric Larson Venom in my face. Sure, why not? Let's do it. His name is Venom. Why not? Ricky says, need to bring your rear end to Massachusetts, home of the 6-time champions, Red Sox games, good beers, and great seafood. Well, let me tell you something, Ricky. As a baseball fan, I love and respect all baseball teams. But as a Yankees fan, I really hate the Red Sox. But this year, I can't be too hard on them. Right now, I'm really hating the Rays. I have always wanted to go to Boston. I've always wanted to go to the Cheers bar, though I hear that they're closing that down. Is that true? That's terrible. Cheers is one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. I would love to go to Fenway. I'd like to go to Fenway and see them play the Yankees and wear my Yankees gear, and try not to get in a fight. But no, Boston's a historical city, and I would love to see Boston. I'd love to drink some beers there and get some great seafood. Like, hell yes. Seafood's my jam. I live in Alabama, bro. Like, I get good seafood if I go down to the Gulf, which I haven't been there in, like, over 10 years. Anyway, but I love me some seafood. I'd love to go there, get some scallops, some crabs, some caffey. But yeah, maybe one day I'll make it up to Boston. New York's my priority, though. I got to go to the city that never sleeps so they can meet the Robbie that never leaps. I don't do a lot of leaping, to be honest with you, physically. I don't do a lot of leaping. Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants. Okay. Fable says, take you to the Heights, go salsa dancing. Okay. I'll try anything first. Yeah, Madison Square Garden it'd be great to go see that, Jay Strick. It'd be great. When do the Heat play the Knicks in New York in 2022? Maybe we can make it happen. I'm still not sure about 2021, y'all. If travel's the thing in 2021, I'm going to go to Portland first and meet the crew out there. But New York has always been a dream. Hey, there's Bueller right there. Leaping is for the young. I like sleeping, says Bueller. Hell yeah. How are you doing, buddy? I've been plugging your show tomorrow. Who's your special guest? Is it a secret? Are we not supposed to know? And I told everybody already tonight, Bueller, my entry into your Thunderdome this week will be Bill and Ted Are Doomed, #1 from Dark Horse Comics, and Evan Dorkin and Ed Solomon. I'm fucking excited as hell about that book, homie. Sunday night is Cowboys and Giants at 5:20. Well, yo. I was planning on doing a Rockin Robbie live. Luckily, 5:20, what's your time? Are you Eastern? Is that 4:20? That could work. Anyway. My Fox and NBC apps work fine. It's just the ESPN. First timer, friend of mine, he did a great job. Well, hell yeah, Bueller. I'm excited to check it out. Yeah, we always hate the Red Sox. I just said I can't be too hard on them this year. Because it's the Rays that I'm really fucking... They're taking over most of the ire right now. Robbie, come to Miami. I'll take you to a Heat Lakers game. That'd be fun. I've been to Miami once before. It was a beautiful city. I spent most of my time, though, in Fort Lauderdale and Pompano Beach. But we did go down to Miami for a day. Spent some time on the beach. It was crowded as fuck. There were a lot of leathery, old, supremely, like, burnt out fucking old people on the beach. Cowboys play Rams next Sunday. What's going on? I'm getting so many. I'll check it out. We'll see. I forgot football was happening. Maybe the Cowboys will do me proud. I mean, the Lakers seem to be doing fine right now. What are we at? 44-27 Lakers. Fuck yeah, should be watching that game. Is Thunderdome supposed to be speculation? He says, not really. It's whatever the contestants want to pick. It's up to them. Exactly. Bueller, they probably mentioned earlier. I was talking a little shit. I was just like, I mean, seriously? People are going to be voting for this dude who's picking a book that came out like we all read this shit like 3 months ago? Come on. Come on. Punchline. Variant 1 per store. $200 on eBay. We all know what the real pick of the week was. We all know. Those of us who read our books, I'm sure Economics and Comics reads books. I don't know. I'm just talking shit. And I don't even know if he officially won. I'm just saying I saw a lot of people vote for that. And that's fine. That's cool. That's your spec pick. Someone even commented, though, they were like, I'll pick, like Jim and Robbie because those are books you can actually get or something like that. Or maybe they said Bob. And then another person, and I love this. I want to use this as a quote, like if I ever advertise the channel. But somebody was like, I vote for Economics and Comics because all those other ones are just cover price top 10 channels. I'm like, yes. That's all I ever wanted to be. A cover price top 10. Yes. I say that at the beginning of every single top 10 list I do. This is not a spec list. I'm not a spec channel. Staubach. But I would say the greatest quarterback of all time. That's tough. I got to think about that. There's a piece of me that wanted to say Aikman, but that's just my childhood. There's a big piece of me, though, that wants to say something like Montana or even Young. But I don't know. I'm not a football expert. I'm not an expert on sports, y'all. Just so you know. I just know that the greatest basketball team ever assembled is right here, miniaturized, a la Bride of Frankenstein, right in front of me. Bueller says, all the people in here go vote for Robbie. Tomorrow I'll add up the votes. Yeah, seriously, if you haven't already, vote for me in Bueller's Thunderdome. Check out his weekly top 10 comics video that he does on Tuesdays. And vote for PCP. And hell, vote for Jim, too. He had the same pick as me. He deserves to win, too. There's nothing wrong with speculation. That's fine. That was definitely a book. If you could get that at a decent price, that's a good book to get. That Punchline black and white variant. But I'm like, man, we read that months ago. We trying to move forward. We're like Jack Kirby. Sunday Night Football, Robbie. Cowboys versus Rams. My NBC app works just fine, so we'll be watching that here. You watch the Cowboys with me tomorrow or next week on Rockin Robbie Live, y'all. Yeah, the one you need to vote for right now, Daniel, is the one that he just did this last Tuesday. Bueller does a weekly top 10 comic video every Tuesday. Puts out the 10 books that he's most looking forward to checking out. His picks for the 10 books that if you're going to get 10, these are the ones you should get. And he does all this with, just based on his own level of personal hype. This is before he actually reads a lot of them. Probably. Not really, actually, now that I think about it, Bueller. Bueller's always like, throwing out his badges, being like, oh, I get Marvel books, I get these books, I get all these books. He's always trying to throw that in my face. I'm like, whatever. I am a Cowboys fan. No, that's not the no, I need. Did they do a box set of the Harlem Globetrotters? Like, especially the ones from like the 80s? Did they do them? What are the ones that were in the Scooby-Doo show? I guess that would have been the 70s ones. I don't know. If I can get a box set of Scooby and the Gang and the Harlem Globetrotters from that Scooby-Doo movie, mystery movie, like, I would buy the hell out of that, y'all. Whoever out there needs to get whatever you need to do to make that work, do it. Do it 100%. How's the black and white variant coming out after the second print? I think it's supposed to be like a thank you DC did. I think they sent one per shop. We didn't get one. I don't know if we were shorted or not. I don't know. I don't do the counts. The owner does the counts. I just do the handling. Bueller says, read Something is Killing the Children, number 10. It's so good, Robbie. Boom, send it to me. Yeah. I could probably log into my Diamond account and read it tonight if I really wanted to, but I'm not trying to flex on you. That's a weird stretch, Bueller. That's a weird stretch. No, I'm excited. I bet it's... Because if the first arc was 5 issues, this may be... Was this the finale of the second arc? Like, something big's about to happen. That last issue started really cranking some shit back up. So I thought that was really, really good. There's somebody's having some conversation about Kate's stuff. What's going on there? What are y'all talking about? I feel left out. What are we talking about, guys? What are we talking about? Are we talking about Thor and Venom? What are we talking about? LA 49, Houston 37. Okay. Because the last one I got is 47:31. That means, well, that was 2 minutes ago. I don't know when the damn Cowboys game... are we talking about the game? Mystery... What if we got the Mystery Van, Harlem Globetrotters, and Scooby and the Gang in a box set? I would buy the hell out of that. 100%. All right, what... The Cowboys playing next week against the Rams? Is that what's happening? Who's the first game on Thursday? What's going on? I'm so damn lost. Oh, that 1 in 25 of Something is Killing Children number 10 is it's a dope cover. I hate that it's a 1 in 25. Bro, the Cowboys play the Dolphins on Saturday. Strick, I think you're stretching me. I think you're fucking with me. I'll find it out myself. I'll find it out. Chiefs Thursday? Who? God damn it. Y'all confusing me. Is Dylan here? Is Dylan here? Hey, what's up, John? Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, buddy? Well, I've seen you physically. Yeah, Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night, 13th. Cowboys, Rams. They only play the Falcons and the Seahawks. Yeah, okay. All right. There you go. There you go. Good to see you, John, here on the stream. How you doing, buddy? Chief and Texans on Thursday night. Oh, okay. I don't have a stream plan Thursday. I was thinking, Strickland, tell me what you think about this idea. Tell me what you think of this idea. What if we did like a Horror Fest Kickstarter stream on Thursday night? Like maybe like just an hour or two, just bullshitting, talking about how excited we are and talking about the movies we're going to be doing and what movies we wanted to do. And I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? You let me know. Bueller says, why Robbie is one of the best. Does a 3-hour review on a 2-hour movie. Loved it, my friend. Well, let me tell you this. We only do like an hour 15 on the movies. The rest of it is just the after show. So what I at one point, I was like, well, I'm going to start cutting out, because we talk about the movie and then we just keep chatting with the chat, right? And just talking and kind of doing our own thing, just hanging out. So on Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I decided to pull it off. Like the live show was the live show. It was like 3 hours long. And then I cut out just the movie review and released it. Therefore, if you wanted to get into the after hours, if you will, aspect of it, the after chat, you have to catch it live. Some people were really upset about that because they were like, we really love the second part. And what's really crazy is that it seems like the most popular part of our 3-hour movie reviews are the last 2 hours in which we're not even talking about the damn movie. But sometimes we continue the conversation a little bit, but yeah, the movie reviews themselves are only, and it may be misleading, but whatever. It's whatever the Army wants. The Army wants the whole thing there. That's fine. I thought about cutting it up into 2, but I don't know, man. I just like doing the live conversation. We have out of all of our videos, they do okay, I guess. They don't do that great compared to others, but like, what's crazy is that the Spawn one that we did has gone like crazy. Like it keeps getting views every single day. And it's the only one to ever cross 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000. But when I look up the YouTube search criteria, most people are typing in Spawn, the full movie. So I think that because of the timing of the video, because we didn't do it super long, I think they think that it's actually the movie and they start watching it, and I get a lot of thumbs downs on it. And I literally had a comment like 2 weeks ago on that video that just said, fuck you. I love it. Who's Tom Brady? Are you looking forward to Department of Truth? You know I am. That's James Tynion doing a Teen Dog Shades book. Yeah, I'm excited. Hey, what's up, Greg E? How are you doing? He says, just got on, a new fan. I'm wondering what some of your favorite indies you're reading right now. Favorite indies I'm reading right now. Y'all help me out. In the chat, let's throw some great independent comic books at this. I almost said full, but I don't quite know you yet, Greg. I would only ever say that with a full heart. But with Greg, Ice Cream Man, Gideon Falls, The Plot, Red Mother, Something is Killing the Children, Once and Future. We Only Find Them When They're Dead. A brand new one that's great to get into right now. Bleed Them Dry, Wasted Space, Join the Future, Kanto, Mountainhead's got 1 issue left, so that's going to be cool. Sea of Sorrows is a new one coming out in November by the same team that did Road of Bones. It's going to be great. That's a good one to get into. Let's see here. That Texas Blood, that's a good one. Yeah, Bueller, Seconds, Join the Future, Wind, Stealth, Something is Killing the Children. Fucking Herminio. Decorum. How can I forget about Decorum? And Daniel, how can I forget about Coffin Bound and a new one that just dropped? If you like really weird, esoteric, really cool, nifty, challenging stuff, check out Coffin Bound. Check out Lonely Receiver. And Decorum. Headlopper, that's a great one. Finger Guns is a great one. Final issue comes out, I think, next week. I thought it was supposed to be this week, but it's not this week. But I have read it, and it ends in a crazy way. Y'all need to get out, support this book, get the trade paperback. I need a volume 2. Everybody in the PCP Army, buy 2 copies of the trade paperback of Finger Guns. Give one to a friend. I'm promising you, we got to get Finger Guns a volume 2, because the way it ends, holy cow. Alienated's a great one. Has there ever been this many good indies? Daniel, I've been reading comic books for about 35 years, and I would say no. And there was I think the 90s, late 80s, into the 90s are a golden age, when indies really kind of like started making some really good waves. We had some great stuff with consistent work and output from Sin City and Hellboy and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Next Men and Madman, and then we had Bendis doing his stuff with Jinx and Goldfish. We had Nowheresville. We had a lot of great stuff, but like nothing is like it right now. Generation Gone, John. Why do you got to remind me? My favorite comic book of 2017, and we've never gotten a second volume. Probably never will. And Jay Strick, you're right. Bro, are we even real? Are indie comics real? Are comic books real? Are you real? Am I real? Pff, bro. Rockin Robbie was the fourth member of TLC, Billy. You're speaking to my heart. I always felt like the fourth member of TLC. I lived my life. Seriously. One of my... everybody's got their Bibles, right? And for some people, it's literally the Bible. But for me, it's like, it's The Invisibles by Grant Morrison. That's my Holy Scriptures. And also straight up TLC's first album, Ooh, on the TLC Tip. That album right there. That's my life. Bitterroot's a great one. Hotel's a great one. Just recently wrapped up. Hopefully we'll get a volume 2. Hell yeah. So I hope you got some good indie books out there, Greg. Nothing is real. We are in a simulation. Speaking of nothing is real, we're in a simulation. What's up, LW Allen? How you doing, homie? Haven't seen you on the chat in a while, bro. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in real life in a while. How are you doing? Me and Lance worked together on a comic book called Black Spec. There are trade paperbacks of that available now. You can check it all out at dancepandacomic.com, and I believe it's also in Comixology. Pretty sure it is. Black Spec. Lance was the writer. I was the editor. Claudio Munoz was the artist. Amanda Whitley was the inker. Lance was also the colorist and the letterer. And I'm really proud of it. It's a 3-issue, all-ages sci-fi book. So share it with your children if you have them. Dude, you're repping TLC hard, and I'm here for it. Much love. Dude, I love some TLC. I mentioned just the other day, I have a work playlist. It's a store-safe playlist, right? And so we're just, working at a comic shop is pretty fun for the most part. And we're just chilling, having a good time. And then Waterfalls came on. And I just looked over and I was like, yo, I miss Left Eye so much. And these young motherfuckers looked at me and they're like, who's Left Eye? What are you talking about? What's Left Eye? What do you miss your left eye? What are you talking about? God. Y'all hurting me. Ooh, on the TLC Tip is one of the best R&B albums of the 90s, period. Just period. It's one of the greatest hip-hop R&B albums of the 90s. Period. TLC. Crazy Sexy Cool's not too bad either. I'm just gonna say that. Fan mail is okay. And I don't really have much to say after that, but their first album, hat to the back, y'all, I Live My Life by TLC standards. What about your friends? Baby, baby, baby. Come on, y'all. His Story? Come on. Talk about a song ahead of its time. David says, Robbie always puts the Cure on the store, at the store when I arrive. It's because I'm David fucking Hatch. Who's Left Eye? Exactly. Yeah, man, the mailman's in there. I'll show it to you. We taking more shots than a Karl Malone. We got Michael Jordan, we got David Robinson, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, Chris Mullin, and John Stockton. We're missing Clyde Drexler and the college kid. Did they eventually do those? Like, is there a way to get a Clyde Drexler 92 Dream Team and the college? I can't even remember his name. The one college kid they had. Is there a way to get them to like add to the set? That would be super, super cool. The TLC Christmas song is good. Was that Sleigh Bells? Wasn't it? Or Sleigh Ride? Was it Sleigh Ride or Sleigh? Did they do? Yeah, they just did the one song. Did they do? Oh, yeah, there's no Isaiah Thomas. I would like to get pretty much every single person that's in there, plus Isaiah, plus Clyde, and a few others. I'd like to get them. I'd like to get the starting lineups in their like their home team uniforms. That'd be dope. Christian Latner. That's right, Latner, yeah. Sleigh Ride, that's right. Hell yeah, man. The team was unstoppable. Holy crap. I'd like, did they do a box set? They did a box set of the 96 team, but it's like, it's two. You have to get two of them? That would be cool. I'd like to get the Redeem team. Did they do starting lineup even around at that time? Does anybody else? I mean, I look at our YouTube stats, and so I know the age of a lot of us here. So I think a lot of people remember the Dream Team. You know, I just realized we didn't do the first six. We didn't do the first six. So let's do the first six right now. First six, we've been going through the Marvel Universe Series 1 trading cards. We're now in the famous battles. There's Thor versus Surtur. Pretty dope. Spider-Man versus Kraven. Obviously, Kraven's last hunt. So that's cool. Next up, we got Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. Classic. I love these cards. Then we got Daredevil versus Bullseye. This is in honor of Bullseye Bob. So is this next one. Daredevil versus Kingpin. Then we'll wrap it up with Silver Surfer versus Mephisto. This never wants to focus anymore. It's probably because it's trying to focus on my hands. Hey, look at that. Let's look at these again. Some great artwork on these cards. So that's the first six we were supposed to do like almost 2 hours ago. Final 9 coming up at the end of the show, hopefully, if I remember to do it. We just already had a good conversation going, didn't we? Greg says, I used to have those cards. Are they worth anything nowadays? No, I don't think that. No, I really don't think so. I think you can sell a set to a sucker like me for like 20, 30 bucks, maybe even more. I don't know about that. But when I was recollecting them all up, they were literally worthless. But they don't hold much value at all. Mike says, halftime, Houston 51, LA 67. Yeah, my dudes. Yeah, my dudes. Very cool. Reggie says, when you make it to C2E2, I have an awesome Left Eye story for you. Pre-burning down Andre Rison's crib, like 1 week before. Oh, I had to check that out. Yeah, I've been to Chicago one time, 2002, for Wizard World. Met a lot of cool creators there. Didn't really get to experience much of Chicago, though. Mostly Rosemont. So, yeah, man, we definitely got to do that. Bueller, I did play that Overpower card game. I collected the cards up for a while, and I tried playing it, and I never got into it. I've never been that big of a gamer, especially like card games. For a while, like 6 months of my life, I got hardcore into Magic. Maybe 8 months. Maybe even 9. But it was less than a year. But I tried playing that like once or twice and just never got into it. Then I stopped. But I remember those like crazy. People talk about Versus. I'm like, yeah, but do you remember Overpower? No, I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh! I played 2 matches of Yu-Gi-Oh! In my life. That way I could like be an official tournament organizer for my shop, but that was it. I'm not much of a gamer. There's some board games I like, and there's some old school like video game stuff I like, but that's pretty much it. And yeah, like Harm, I play a lot of Uno at times. Oh, Greg, I love these cards. I have series 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going through. So it's basically 15 cards we show a week, and some good ones coming up for the final 9. Fat Laces says, I remember seeing a card set like that a couple flea markets in Gulf Breeze. There were some sweet Charmed and Star Trek TNG ones. Charmed, bro? You a Charmed fan? Gorman, you a Charmed fan? All right, let's talk about it real quick. Cobra Kai. I started watching Cobra Kai on Wednesday. Man, I love this show. It really takes so much. It's got so much callback and throwback to the original Karate Kid saga. And it works so freaking well. But it also is telling a really cool story about these 2 characters, Daniel and Johnny. Johnny Lawrence, and of course Daniel's son. I don't remember his last name. Ralph Macchio, I know him. But it's so cool. So like Johnny's kind of lost his way a little bit. Daniel's become this car salesman douchebag, and Johnny starts back up Cobra Kai. There's some really great characters there, including Miguel and Hawk. And then Daniel then refines his way and starts Miyagi-Do karate. And they wind up going up against each other in the All Valley tournament. It has just as much nostalgia as well as new stuff. I'm enjoying the hell out of Cobra Kai. This show's great because it's got all those callbacks and it trips all the nostalgia switches, right? It really does. But it's also a very nuanced perspective of this, and it's switching things. It's making you think of Johnny in a different way. And it's making you think of other characters in a different way, like Daniel or Kreese, right? And it's putting new spins and new twists, and it's adding more definition and well-roundedness to those characters. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. I know we chatted about it already. Yeah, LaRusso, that's right. Daniel LaRusso. We chatted about a lot of it already, and it's such a great show. It's now on Netflix. There's season 3 going to be on Netflix next year. If you haven't watched it out, you got to check it out. It's so freaking good. Definitely want to check that out. Been seeing the previews and was curious. Glad to hear it's good. Yeah, if you like Karate Kid, you're going to love Cobra Kai. And it puts things in a new light. And it doesn't just flip it. At first you think it flips it. It makes Johnny more like the likable character and Daniel more of the insufferable character. But then it even starts flipping that again. And it works so freaking well. So freaking good. Yeah, and the music. Yeah, it does got an 80s soundtrack, man. It's dope. Back in the game, kicking ass again. Hell yeah, man. You know it. I watched the trailer with my girlfriend. Turns out she's never seen Karate Kid. Will be the next movie night. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Greg says, I actually enjoyed the new Bill and Ted. Did you do a review of that one yet? Yes. We did a review Friday night. We do most of our movie reviews live. On Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time. We have a live discussion with us and with the PCP family and army out there. So we have a good time with that. It's usually only the first hour or so that is the actual movie review. Then the rest of it's just kind of bullshit, and we talk about show and tell. We're all toy collectors and things like that, toy and comic collectors. So we talked about that. And we do have an in-studio movie review, though, coming out tomorrow morning, Mulan. Check out our thoughts on Mulan. Now, we watched Mulan last night. And it was okay. Find out our full thoughts tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Time here on the channel. But one thing that we did afterwards was me, Brooks, and Jelani. We played Friday the 13th on NES. Now, y'all know I've been talking about this. And I had been watching all these videos about this game, and anybody who was my age or older in the 80s, they played this game at some point. I used to rent this all the time, and I was always so freaking confused by this game, and all I would ever do is just run around doing nothing, and eventually find Jason and die. And that's really a good representation of the game and of the series. That's what would happen, but I watched all these things, and I figured out how to navigate the map. Because it's really ass backwards, right? And I looked up all these clues, where to find the torch, how to get the torch super, super quick, and all this kind of stuff. And still, no matter, even though we did nail it. We found the torch. We know how to get the torch now without lighting all the damn fireplaces and all that stuff. But when we fight Jason, especially when he's inside, we just die. We just die. And Jason gets very excited. But I love the damn game. It's got some of the best music from an NES game, period. A lot of people, like Brooks was like, this game's got some problems, and it does. But I enjoy it. And we're working it. We know how to navigate the map now. We know which 3 cabins in sequence we need to go to get the torch without doing all the fireplace bullshit. We know how to do that. We just got to perfect that, and then we can kick Jason's ass. I really feel like we can do it. Like, I'm writing notes out We got shit, like, I'm serious. We had it all mapped out, and we got our asses beat. Beat down by Jason. Beat down. Lost. Done. Over. Done. Bruh. I was like, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. Now, and also, the last time we played Castlevania, which me and Brooks thought was just a few months ago, we got up to Dracula, and then we quit because we had been playing all night. And so we picked back up on it, found out it was October 24th last year, when the last time that we had played it. And Brooks kept getting, like, just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. There's no way I was going to be able to do it. By the way, when we do our NES nights, all Jelani does is just watch and laugh. That's all he does. He's just like, I just want to watch you guys and laugh. That's all he does. So, but we are going to beat Friday the 13th. We're going to beat it by Halloween. That's the plan. Johnny references Guns N' Roses, drives a Pontiac Firebird. Yeah, he does. It's dope. It's dope. What are my favorite TV shows? Oh, Cobra Kai is one. Like, as far as everything goes, like Cheers, Seinfeld, Arrested Development, Parks and Recreation, Community, Deadwood, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Lost, Saved by the Bell, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men, the animated series, Batman, the animated series, Modern, Lovecraft Country, new episode tonight, I think, hopefully. That's been a great new one that I'm really been getting into. I'm watching Curb Your Enthusiasm now, like halfway through it, I think. Enjoying that one, but I've kind of been focused on Cobra Kai. But yeah, there you go. There's a few. There you go. I was wearing my Black Sabbath shirt and had a lady ask who Black Sabbath was. Yeah. Love Atman 98. You mean Batman 89? Yeah, that's a great NES game. Really good. I actually like the Wolverine one, too. Arminio says, I could never beat that game. Talking about Friday the 13th. Fable says, why would you torture yourself like that? Jaws is another one because we can do it. There's something about that game that appeals to me. I love it. It's the music. It's the atmosphere. There's something about it that really, to me, captures like this nostalgic thing from when I was a kid. I played that game like every frickin' Never Forget Justified. You're right, L-Dubs. I've been talking about redoing that. If you like Justified, you need to check out Grendel, Kentucky. Just came out this week. Slow start, but we'll see what's going on. Supernatural's not one of my favorite shows. It's got some really great episodes, but I've only seen like 8 seasons of that, I think. Get Bueller on a movie review stream. He is already down to do one. After Horror Fest sometime in November, we're doing Roadhouse with Senior Bueller. Yeah, Jaws is... But if you know how to beat him, I think it could be easier. It's just you got to do it in steps. The first step was learn how to navigate this damn map. We figured it out, and then know exactly where you have to go. Like, to get the torch, they tell you have to light all the fireplaces, but really all you have to do is go to one cabin to read a note, go to another cabin to read a note, then go back to that cabin, and there's the torch. It's that easy. But you got to have a lighter, knife, and key. But you get that very, very quickly in the game. Do you remember Rescue the Embassy on NES? I do not. I do remember Fester's Quest. Nightmare on Elm Street was so much fun. I never played the Nightmare on Elm Street game. What am I vaping? Bombi's Nana Cream. It's pretty much what I always vape. Oh yeah, Star Trek. Star Trek's a way of life. I just don't view it as a TV show. Yeah, Star Trek. I love Star Trek. In particular, TNG and DS9. E.T. game. I want to get the E.T. game. I've never played it. Stranger Things, Black Mirror. Never seen Black Mirror, but I do love Stranger Things. Wait, episode 4 dropped early? Whoa, I didn't even know that. I got to check it out. Ricky, Airwolf, one of the greatest theme songs in TV show history. Street Hawk, Hardcastle, McCormick, and Knight Rider, all classic shows. Hell yeah. Hardest game, TMNT NES. It is hard. I've never beaten it. Brooks has never beaten it. He's gotten to the Technodrome. That's more than I've ever done. So, and yeah, Battletoads is the one I would say. That one's freaking hard. We'll have to tackle that one day. I think Supernatural's fine. It just doesn't quite compel me season to season. It's got some really great episodes, and it's got some interesting characters. I love Crowley, and I guess they call him Crowley. I love Crowley, and I love Castiel. And Sam and Dean are cool, too. But just their season-long stories are just kind of like, but they have some great episodes. But I haven't watched one in years, so. I don't know what Marvel's going to do with Black Panther. Maybe they'll recast. Maybe they'll have Shuri be the next Panther. I could see either or working, but I know that Coogler's already been working on the script, and he probably already has an idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I think recasting would be fine, but I think you're going to have to just kind of wait a minute, but I think it was a while anyway. Heroes Season 1. Heroes Season 1 it's got some good stuff. It's got some filler stuff that I don't like necessarily. And then it lost me at Season 2, but review on Dazed and Confused, that's one I've been wanting to do with to get Perry on the channel. That's one of my favorite movies. Same with Brooks. It's one of his favorite movies. Eric says Supernatural is my favorite current show. A lot of our members of the PCP crew would second that. Justin and Drew in particular love that show. Yeah, I haven't watched The Boys yet. I wasn't the biggest fan of the cartoon. Could you imagine that? I wasn't the biggest fan of the comic book series, so I never checked out the show. But I hear good things, and maybe I'll eventually check it out. But like Herminio pointed out earlier, I don't have too much time. Right now, it's all about Cobra Kai. But I'm almost done. Those are like 30-minute episodes, so it's not too bad. All right, when we come back after this quick break, we'll be talking about top fives. In fact, I'll be talking about my top 5 favorite movie trilogies. So start thinking what yours are, and then we got show and tell, and we're going to wrap it all up. We still got an hour or so to go. We're not going 4 hours tonight, but we still got some time to go. Y'all be safe and secure and all that stuff. We'll be right back here. Here is Matrix 5 from Fable. That's right, this is Fable's jam. This is the Transformers song, and it's dope. What's up, everybody? Welcome back here to Pop Culture Philosophers, Rockin Robbie Live. All the stuff going on around me. That's exciting stuff. PCP Army on Facebook. If you haven't joined, join already. You can follow me on Twitter at TheRockinRobbie. PopCulturePhilosophers.com for podcast blogs, a whole lot more. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon.com/PCP. Like these fine people right here. How are y'all doing? We're here for the final stretch of Rockin Robbie Live on this Sunday night, September 6th. I'm excited to do it. I wasn't the biggest 24 fan overall. Like, when 24 first came out, that first year I was gung-ho for 24. I loved it. Then I got the DVD set when season 2 came out. We were following season 2. And I rewatched season 1. And I was like, there's a lot of fucking filler in this. And then I started noticing it in season 2 and I stopped. But I know that they've done a lot of it. And X-Files is something, Joe, I really liked. I liked X-Files. I've never watched every single episode, though. That would be something cool. Yeah, Bill and Ted is a trilogy right now. You know, we just covered it in our Friday night movie discussion live. That was on Friday. And that was fun. But tomorrow morning, our first in-studio movie review since Bloodshot releases. And it's Mulan. Me, Jelani, and Brooks talking about Mulan. What did we think about it? Then on Friday night, another movie discussion live. We're talking about The Lost Boys because it's the start of PCP Horror Fest 2020. There's the lineup right there. Lost Boys, Cabin in the Woods, Near Dark, George A. Romero's Dead franchise, Reanimator, The Phantasm franchise, 1941's The Wolfman starring Lon Chaney Jr., the Stephen King poll winner. We don't know what the winner's going to be because we haven't done the poll yet. And we're wrapping it all up with Halloween from 2018. We're also going to be having Mummy Mondays starting September 21st. Monday. It's a Monday. And Mummy starts with M. Monday starts with M. I thought it was appropriate. So if you remember, last year we did 3 Dracula films. I did a live commentary, right? The idea is that I start the conversation and then I go, and now we hit play and we watch Dracula. And we're just having a conversation. I think most people that were there for it live, I don't think they were watching the movie along, but that's fine. But that's what we're doing. So if you want to get your Mummy movies ready, that's what we're doing starting September 21st. And they're always fun to do on the rewatch. And I try to throw out some information about the movies and just my thoughts on them. I love the Universal ones. I love the Mummy movies. We're doing them. We're doing 6 of them. It's The Mummy, The Mummy's Hand, The Mummy's Curse, The Mummy's Tomb, The Mummy's Ghost, and Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. And Bill and Ted is a trilogy now. And maybe that's what spurned this idea of the top 5 that's coming up in this segment. We also have Show and Tell in the final 9. Lost Boys was my original favorite vampire movie. Me too. It's still in my top 5. I think I liked Lost Boys more as a kid than I did Dracula. But then when my Dracula fascination started in the 90s, more so in middle school. And then that's when I really became fascinated with the Universal monster movies and all that stuff. There was a year in the 90s. I was in middle school. I was at Stone Middle School, so it's either 6th or 7th grade. And the Sci-Fi Channel had done this whole programming thing for October. And basically 5 nights a week, they would be playing at 7 o'clock my time 5 classic monster movies. And this was one of the first times I had ever watched them, right? And so I was always fascinated with the characters. But this was the moment, like I remember being the Wolfman, having a Wolfman mask when I was like 10 years old. But this was the moment where like I really like watched them fully on for the first time, like paid attention to them. And they did a Dracula week. So like Monday night was Dracula, then they did Dracula's Daughter and Son of Dracula, and then House of Dracula and Brides of Dracula, the Hammer film. And then they had a Frankenstein week and a Mummy week and a Werewolf week. And that was also the first time I'd ever seen The Howling, albeit a censored version, obviously, on Sci-Fi Channel. And my life was ever changed. Not only did I love those films in particular out of all horror films, but that time of the year, October, became a very special time to reserve to watch these type of films. And over the years, that's drawn into September. And it's even going beyond November and going beyond October because, so Horror Fest ends on Halloween over at Dylan's channel with our Halloween discussion, depending on schedules. But we're talking about Halloween 2018 on Friday night, October 30th. And then we're taking a week off or whatever. But then we're coming back Friday night, November 13th, a Friday the 13th, to talk about all of the Friday the 13th films. Bruh. Everybody at PCP right now, they're already hating me. They're like, we're already watching all these Horror Fest movies, and now you're telling us to watch like 12 Friday the 13th movies? And I'm like, yes, I am. Oh, but there you go. There you go. Joe says, I had a blast with Face the Music. I liked all 3 movies. So did we. We spent the last 3 weeks on Friday nights chatting in long-form discussion about those movies. And if you like those movies and you want to know a little bit more about what me and the crew feel about it and just in the Army, it's a great thing to do. And because they are like an hour and 15 minutes sometimes, and even longer if you count the after chat, the after hours, whatever you want to call it, because PCP After Hours is another show that's Patreon exclusive, but we haven't been able to do one since the last podcast. But this is kind of like the back chat. I'm going to start calling it back chat. So you could almost like listen to those while watching the movie if you wanted to. I don't know. The first Howling, yeah. I've since watched the uncensored version. X-Files is great. Also Walking Dead until it jumped the shark. Ricky says Rambo, Bourne, Lord of the Rings are my picks for series. Ricky, Lord of the Rings may make an appearance. No longer sadly Bourne or Rambo though, because in my top 5 that's about to come out, it's very specifically got to have only 3 movies. So if it was a great trilogy and they added a 4th one that wasn't so great, like say Indiana Jones or Star Wars or anything, like gone. So it was a fun top 5 put together. One of them is only going to be able to be on this list for another year or 2 though, because they got a 4th movie coming. And I'm just already spoiled like pretty much 2 of my... Anyway, the old school Dracula movie was actually my first vampire movie. It may have been the first one I saw too. I'm talking about the Bela Lugosi one. It may have been the first one I had seen too. But Lost Boys and Once Bitten and My Best Friend's a Vampire. I remember those ones very vividly. And Fright Night from when I was a kid in the 80s. And I loved them. I loved them. Still do. We're covering 2 of my favorite 80s vampire films this year. Lost Boys and Near Dark. So, very excited. Fable says, my intro to vampires was Salem's Lot. That Salem's Lot's the Toby Hooper one. Or Hopper. Is it Hopper or Hooper? It's Hopper Hooper. That's Salem's Lot from back in the day. That's going to be on the Stephen King poll. So, vote for it. We don't have enough time, Joe, to watch the Friday the 13th series, but we will mention it. And I'll encourage everybody if they want to, like, watch 1 or 2. Oh, the game's getting close now? How did that happen? 78-70. Oh, man. They're worrying me. They're worrying me. Pitch Perfect's a great trilogy. Fight You? I'm not going to fight you because I've never watched them. So I can't really comment on that, but I doubt it. I watched Bogus Journeys VHS so much it popped. Hell yeah. Once Bitten with Jim Carrey. Forgot all about that. That was a fun one. Yeah, and then My Best Friend's a Vampire had the dude that was in Dead Poets Society and the guy that was in House. It's another show I really liked, but I never went beyond 3 seasons. Lakers up now 80-75. Okay. I feel bad not being able to see this. I should just put a hole in the wall right there, and then I could make a thing where I can swivel the TV around. If I could do that, I could watch it. It's literally just right beyond that wall. Unfortunately, it's an apartment. I can't do that. But that would be I need to get a monitor in here, like a TV in here. That's what I need to do. I need to put a TV in here, like Joe Rogan has. And then when we podcast, we can have a laptop or computer synced up to it. We can bruh. We gotta get a TV now for the studio. What's up, Lance 1966? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Punisher NES is a fun one. We got to get Brooks in on that one soon. It'd be nice if I could. We do this in the living room. It'd be nice to somehow. I don't have anything that could capture the video. I could set up a video of us playing. I don't have anything to capture the video of us actually playing, the gameplay. I'd have to get some equipment for that, but that'd be fun, I think, at times to do. Like a sneak peek. Because y'all don't know Brooks. If you think Brooks has no personality, watch him play an NES game. Strickland, you thought he went crazy at Street Fighter V. You should have seen him last night when he was playing fucking Castlevania, trying to beat Dracula. And when he was playing fucking Friday the 13th. You should have seen it. I thought he was about to kill somebody. He was crazy. Vampire Hunter D was not necessarily my thing, but I got the newer one, I guess, over there that my buddy Daniel has let me borrow, literally 8 years ago. No, longer. 12 years ago? Yeah, 12, 11 years ago. Holy cow. I've had his DVD for that long. It's a DVD. That's how long I've had it. All right, let's go ahead and do it. We talked about it. My top 5 favorite movie trilogies. At number 5, we've got Back to the Future. And like I said, all of these movies have to have actually only had 3 theatrically released movies. So if they've added another one, like Indiana Jones or Star Wars, it doesn't even count. Not even considered. But at number 5, I got Back to the Future. This is a great trilogy. My favorite, of course, still being the first one, but I love 2, and I do love 3. I think all 3 of them are incredibly solid. They tell one cohesive story, and I love it. At number 4, it's The Evil Dead, y'all. Come on, right now it's still a trilogy because that other one's a remake. I don't count that. And Ash vs. The Evil Dead was a TV show. But The Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness, I love it. It's an inconsistent trilogy. It's not near consistent as, say, Back to the Future. But I love each and every single one of these movies. My favorite actually being Evil Dead 2. And I think they're amazing. And I had to add it into my top 5 movie trilogies of all time. Next up, we got The Matrix at number 3. This one's only going to be able to be on this list for a little bit longer. They are doing a Matrix 4. But I recently just rewatched all 3 films, actually. The Matrix, Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolutions. I love them. I know a lot of people don't really like Revolutions. That's fine. I say watch it again. I freaking love it. I love all 3 of these movies so much. They mean so much to me on a personal level. And my favorite being The Matrix Reloaded. At number 2, it's Bill and Ted. Come on, y'all. Bill and Ted is now a trilogy. That's what made me think about this. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey, and Face the Music. Wow. What great films. Near perfect films. I love them. You know, we've been talking about it forever. I love all 3 of these films. And I think it's a perfect trilogy. Completely all just wraps itself up, and it's great. And at number 1, come on, y'all, it's Lord of the Rings. I mean, this is one of the greatest feats in cinematic history. It's an amazing, and I do say the extended cuts. I freaking love it. I love this movie. I've never read the book. Brooks is a big fan of the Lord of the Rings stuff. He gave me The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings on separate occasions for gifts. I've read The Hobbit, but I've never read Lord of the Rings. But the movies are immensely amazing. A feat in cinema history. They are incredibly cohesive. They're very engaging. And I frickin' love it. So that was my top 5 favorite movie trilogies as of September 6, 2020. Yeah, that's why I thought about it. There you go. Boom. Bam. Honorable mention, Mighty Ducks. Honorable mention, Mighty Ducks. When Matrix 4 comes out, Mighty Ducks slides in. It happens. You just can't beat Lord of the Rings, to me. And I'm not even you guys know, I'm more of a sci-fi guy. I'm not a fantasy guy. Not really. Not at all. Lord of the Rings is an amazing cinema achievement. It looks amazing. It's incredibly intriguing. It's compelling. I love the characters. I love the journey. It's emotionally resonating. Lord of the Rings is amazing. Like, I still just have the DVD copies because they look like books, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of those because I just love them. I'm looking at them right now. I should bring them out for show and tell, but they're over there. It's too late. Go Gadget, Lord of the Rings arm. Anyway, I thought about the Dollars trilogy. I really did. But honestly, that's a thematic trilogy. It's not a cohesive story trilogy, so I didn't include it. But I literally wrote that down. Let me show you. It's my original list. You'll see I got The Man with No Name up there at the top. And you'll also see Mighty Ducks listed. That was my original list, off the dome. And then I put the stars over the ones I was going to include. So it was considered, but I wanted to... That's why I didn't put that one in there. I know that was a weird stretch. But yo, bro, I thought about it, man. I really did. But it was thematic, and I even thought about the Dreamer trilogy, the Terry Gilliam stuff, Time Bandits, Brazil, the Baron von Munchausen. I thought about those, but it didn't quite work. And it's not a trilogy if there's more than 3. So I see some Indiana Jones. Hell yeah. Bourne is a perfect trilogy. Unfortunately, they did 2 more films. So they couldn't be included on this list in what I was using. One does not simply walk into Mordor. Here's the funny thing, Strickland. I watched those not too long ago, like during the shutdown. And when we got to that point, we laughed. We straight up, because it's just such a meme now. It's so fun. One could put the Star Wars films as their own individual trilogies, but I didn't. I put it as a 10-movie plus franchise. So I didn't include that. And to be honest with you, even if I did include them as their own separate trilogies, I don't think any of them would have made the top 5. Based on these? No, I don't think. Not for me. Not me personally. I know it's sacrilege to say Star Wars, the original, trilogy is not one of the greatest ever, but to me, not so much compared to these. But it would definitely be top 10. But I just think Jedi's a little weaker. I'm not the biggest Jedi fan. The problem with Karate Kid is they did the next Karate Kid. And even if you don't count that one, the third movie just, no. Blade was a trilogy. Blade doesn't get it. No. Blade 3 sucked, y'all. I love Blade. Blade 3 sucked, y'all. Well, we got to be honest with ourselves about that. So I don't count Blade as a trilogy. To me, there are 2 Blade movies. I like the Sticky Fingers live action film or series better than Blade Trinity. I do not like that movie. The problem to me is House Party 3. House Party 3 doesn't quite work it. Doesn't quite work it out for me. All right, yo. All right, here's the problem. Okay, Dirty Harry. There's 5 Dirty Harry movies, so there's 5. There's 5. Otherwise, maybe. But is the 3rd Dirty Harry movie Sudden Impact? Sudden Impact's the bad one, right? Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer. It's been a while since I've watched those. But the Once Upon a Time in Mexico, that trilogy, I love El Mariachi, I love Desperado. I do not like Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I considered it, but because of all of these movies, I think have Strongs 1, 2, and 3. The Friday series, no, it's because of 3. It's because of 3. RoboCop, no, it's because of 2 and 3. 2 and 3 I don't like. Love the first one. But that's just me. House Party, 3rd one's weak. 3rd one's weak, man. I want to like it. If the 3rd one was class act, it would work. But it's a good mention, and it definitely is probably considered in top 10. All right, Bueller says, okay, Robbie, I just tallied up the votes. You're down by 11. Still within reach. Thunderdome. Okay. Anybody that wants to see me win Thunderdome for Bueller's very first Thunderdome, I would be an honor to win the first Bueller Thunderdome. Go on right after this stream. Go to Bueller's channel, Comics with Bueller. Go to his most recent weekly top 10 video that came out last Tuesday. Get on there and just say PCP. Just vote for me. We need 11 votes. So we actually need like 20. Y'all, let's do it. Thunderdome. And Bueller, I love your Thunderdome personality. It's great. It's great. Worst trilogy? Man, I don't even want to think about that right now. God damn it, you're right, Red Rick. Oh. The Dark Knight trilogy. I could have counted that, and that would have made it. However, let's just say this. There's more than one Batman film. There's more than 3. Let's just say that. Sure. That's a great trilogy. God damn it. I even thought about that way earlier. God damn it. That would definitely kick off. Man, but that would kick off Back to the Future. Oh, but Evil Dead? Evil Dead, Back to the Future. It's hard doing this, y'all. It's hard. It's hard. I'm just going to say I didn't count Dark Knight trilogy because there are many Batman films, just like I didn't count Bond. Yeah, sure. Let's say that. What's better, Lord of the Rings or Nolan's Batman? Here's the thing. You said better. Better, favorite. Two different things. Do I think Lord of the Rings, the 3 movies, are better than Nolan's 3 Batman films? Yes. I think they're better. But the Nolan Batman films are more my favorite. So I would always pick them as my favorite over Lord of the Rings. Does that make sense? It's a difference. Where's Last Jedi? I like Last Jedi. I think if you cut out that weird casino shit, like the Casino Planet stuff, if you cut that out, I think it'd be a fine movie. I like it. It would be a dark, foreboding film that I would like. But, I mean, I like the film. I think it's the most beautiful Star Wars film out there. Like, it looks amazing. The colors and the scale and scope of it looks really, really nice. But it's got some problems. Most of them relate to that Finn story with Rose or whatever on that Casino Planet with Benicio del Toro. It's kind of, and watching it again and again, yeah, man, it's kind of bullshit and kind of really cuts into the movie too much. I've seen Fist of the North Star and Ninja Scroll, but not since high school, so I don't really remember it. But none of them grabbed me at the time. I'll be honest with you. The American Pie trilogy is the worst, but they did more than 3. They did more than 3, bro. Even if they were direct to video, they still did more than 3. The worst, I don't know. Porky's? How many Porky's did they do? What else is there? Worst trilogies. It's just got to be 3. How many Blood Rain movies do they do? Not Blood Rain. Ultraviolet? Whatever the fuck. I don't know. It would have been really cool to see a third Tim Burton Batman. 100%. Well, the problem with The Exorcist is that they did do like the prequels and shit. So they did more Exorcist films than just the 3. But I don't think that was a good. Police Academy did more than 3. Way more than 3. I love the Police Academy, though. We're going to do a Police Academy one day. Like a whole Police Academy. A whole Police Academy franchise review one night. You just wait and see. Starship Troopers, I do believe there are 3 of those. What about Left Behind? How many of them were there? Well, Planet of the Apes had more than 3. Now, I know that people like the newer ones, like the Matt Reeves ones. I've never seen those. But I hear that's a really good. Never seen Police Academy Strickland. I don't know what it would feel like to watch it today. I would love to get your opinions. We'll do that in 2021. That's something that's been popping in my head. Oh, you're right, though. Beverly Hills Cop is, to me, a top 20 trilogy. 100%. Porky's Revenge, Porky's Porkfest. I don't remember that third one, Bueller. Is that a real movie? Like, don't fuck around with me. Is that real? That sounds like it. Sounds dumb enough that could be real. That sounds dumb enough to be real. It really does. It really does. We got some good show and tell tonight. Puppet Master did way more than 3. Way more than 3. Lethal Weapon's got 4 movies. So it doesn't count. But Lethal Weapon is one of my favorite action franchises. I love Lethal Weapon. We're doing it for Action Fest next. Yeah, John. Mighty Ducks got the honorable mention. Leprechaun, I think they did more than 3, but I don't like them. So the only reason Revenge of the Nerds didn't make it is because of the 4th movie. Well, the 3rd movie maybe too. Man, just a little bit maybe. Was that the made-for-TV one they did on Fox? You had to get 3D glasses for and the stuff to smell, the stickers to smell. Was that the 3rd one? Resident Evil has more. Bad Boys, I'm not a Bad Boys fan. Not really a Rush Hour fan either, Strickland. Rush Hour's okay. I like 1. I guess technically there could be 3 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but Turtles in Time would throw it all out the window. Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, Sudden Impact, The Deadpool. Okay. Yeah, Sudden Impact's not very good for me. I don't mind The Deadpool. It's got Jim Carrey in it. But those first three are great. Unfortunately, they made more. Didn't have to. Hostel. Did they do a Hostel 3? I never saw it. I don't think Roth did it. I only saw 1 and 2. Only 1 and 2. There was a Revenge of the Nerds film that was like on Fox, right? It was like in the 90s, and they were like grown-ups, and it was about their kids, right? That's 3, right? And like they had this thing. I remember it, like you got it in the mail or something, and it had 3D glasses for a couple scenes, and it had like things that you would scratch and sniff for certain scenes. Anybody else remember that? No? No, I don't like Poltergeist 2 or 3. Damn, what's up with the Lakers? Bruh. Well, we're almost to show and tell. And we'll get through that, and then I'm going to go watch the final bit of this Lakers game. I can't believe that. Jay and Silent Bob don't count because there's more than 3. Originally, it was the Jersey trilogy, but they messed all that up when they did Dogma. But they didn't, because Dogma's great. And then we got Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, blah, 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 blah. What series will never end like Bond? Batman, Bond. I mean, Bond's not even continuing. It's not like these are the adventures of Bond. Like they're just their own. It's a reboot, and every time they get a new actor, basically. Unfortunately, most great trilogies have a crappy 4th plus movie. I mean, yeah, but I think I had 5 really good ones, 6 even with the honorable mention, and then some of the other suggestions tonight, like Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah, we could count that, and I should have, and that would have been number 1. But then Back to the Future would have got booted, or maybe I would have rethought the Evil Dead Back to the Future thing. But if at any moment someone's like, "Hey man, right now, let's watch something. You want to watch Evil Dead or Back to the Future?" I will always go, "Let's watch the Evil Dead." Well, Mike, that's on you, man. That's all I'm saying. All right, we're about to get to show and tell. Got some cool stuff tonight. First of all, I got to give a big shout out to Mike the Voice Matthews. Mike hooked me up with something. I literally haven't even given him the money for it yet. But Mike, thank you so much. I finally got the Skywarp and the Thundercracker. Very excited. It's going to sit in the package for just a little bit longer. Because until I actually pay for it, I'm not going to open it. But Mike, thank you so much for looking out for your boy. Y'all, we got it. Another one. And it's going to go... They're going to go, when they get open, they're going to go right next to Starscream. And then we still got that Sandstorm coming on. They did 4 Twilight movies. Can't count that. Anyway, there's Thundercracker and Skywarp. We talked about how we'd start showing more books around here. Here's Super Gods. My copy of Super Gods by Grant Morrison. This is kind of like a biography and just like a thesis on comic books and their relevance as mythology. And it's a really cool book. It's a beautiful edition. Great artwork. It's a well thought out book. If you've never read this, you got to. And what's really cool about my copy is it's signed by Grant Morrison. Super, super cool. I didn't meet him and get this signed. I just got a limited edition signed, more expensive version of it when it came out. But anyway, there you go. Super Gods. Let's see here. Taki says, Robbie, thanks for Friendship in Disguise. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's good. Yeah, the Mighty Ducks trilogy almost made it. Here's my Mummy DVD set. I've got the Universal Blu-ray set, but not the one with all the Mummy movies. But these are the ones that we're going to cover starting September 21st for Mummy Mondays. The Mummy, Mummy's Hand, Mummy's Tomb, Mummy's Ghost, Mummy's Curse, and then Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy, which is not in here. But I love these sets. You can find them very cheap on Blu-ray and on DVD. They got newer versions of them, but I love this packaging. That's why I can't get rid of them. They did one for Dracula and the Wolfman and Frankenstein and Invisible Man and Creature. And really cool. Love the cover. I know it's just DVD. I know, a weird stretch bringing a DVD for show and tell, but whatever. It's my show. Do what I want. And then, finally, we're going to open up this Prince Adam action figure from Super 7, the Filmation line. So we're going to open this up right now. That is a thick book. Yeah, but it's got large print. It's not that bad. Hey, Tavares, as I open this, thank you for the distraction. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me tell you. Yo, 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 yo. Let me tell you about a man I know. Wow. His name's Prince Adam. He likes to wear purple and pink and lavender, and he's still a macho man. When he lifts his sword into the air and he says, by the power of Grayskull, that's when he becomes He-Man, and he's the master of the universe. YouTube is 90. What's up, Chad? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for bringing me out of that. Anyway, we opened it up. There's the Prince Adam right there. So I really like these Super 7 figures. Obviously, the line is over. It's gone back to Mattel now. They're doing the Origins thing. That's their focus. I always loved the Prince Adam figure. I don't have a vintage one, but I always loved the purple sword. His vest is very pink. And it's felt, so I guess that's kind of cool. And it's kind of old school, but I think the coloring's better on the old school one, but this is meant to be more like the animated series from the 80s. But still, if you gotta have a He-Man, which there he is right here. I also love how Prince Adam apparently gets a tan when he transforms. So, it's nice to have both, right? It's nice to have both. They got the same face, but yeah, he gets tanned by the power of Grayskull, doesn't he? Now that's a dream team. That's a dream team. Tavares, thank you so much for the super chat. And I love these cards that it comes with because it shows you the original toy, the animated series, or the comic book, and then the animated series. Anyway, there you go. Oh, I got the He-Man at my shop. I pre-ordered it a while ago. Just got to it. Bro, why are you opening candy wrapper on the stream? Yeah, you right. Show the open package. Right there. Well, you don't think I opened it for real? Weird stretch. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's the open package right there. I had some difficulty getting it open at first. I almost ripped everything off, but I went to it a different way and worked it out. But yeah, there it is. Got all of those now that are on this. Hell yeah. I just got a couple more pieces to pick up, and then I got that collection complete. I got a Stratos, Shadow Weaver, and a Dark Orko. There are other pieces that I opted out of, but those are the last ones I got left for what I want to collect for that series, and then I can move on. I have not seen New Mutants yet. We decided to watch Bill and Ted that weekend instead. And I think we made the better decision, but my idea is that that's going to wind up on demand streaming or on Blu-ray very soon. There's probably even going to be a shorter lifespan for some of these films, I would say, that have been coming out. So let's go to the final 9 and get your final thoughts and questions and comments and concerns in right now. Final 9, continuing the look at the cards from the Marvel Universe, Series 1. Famous battles. Captain America versus Red Skull. Hell yeah. Dark Phoenix Saga. Look at that. That's nice. Wolverine's got some big fins. X-Men versus Avengers. That's a very unenthusiastic card, to be honest with you. Like, could you maybe show some more action going on in that card? Follow the Mutants. I like that. That's cool. X-Men versus Fantastic Four. See, that's better than the X-Men versus Avengers one. Still could be better. X-Men versus Magneto. That's a nice one. That's like back in the Claremont Cockrum days. Acts of Vengeance. It literally just happened. All the villains swapped. Hey, look at Mandarin in that weird armor. Yeah. Acts of Vengeance is cool, though. What else we got? Atlantis Attacks. Pretty decent card. I love that early 90s Iron Man armor. That was one of those things that went through an annual, including Evolutionary War, which I love Evolutionary War. That's really cool. Yep, and there you go. Final 9. We'll continue our look next week. The Marvel Universe Series 1 trade paper. Trade paper? Are you even real? Am I real? What's going on? Do you think Phoenix Force Wolverine will return? I don't know. It seemed like an idea that kind of came out and kind of fizzled around for a little bit. Somebody's going to bring it back, right? Who knows when or where? Who knows when or where? Anyway, that wraps up the stream tonight. Thank you guys so much. Do remember that Horror Fest starts this upcoming Friday night. But before that, tomorrow morning here on the channel, Mulan, our movie review, is going to drop 9 a.m. Central Time. Then Friday night, we kick off Horror Fest with The Lost Boys, 9 p.m. Central Time. There's the lineup for Horror Fest right there. Is real? Real? Also coming up this week, Friday night before Horror Fest, get your pregame on over at Everything Comics. The plan is to do the next battle draft, Battle for Hell's Kitchen. So I should be on there before Horror Fest starts. When I'll let you know more about that when we start talking about it. It's hard. I don't know what's going on in the game. Anyway, thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate you being here, all your support. We appreciate everybody over at patreon.com/PCP. Contributing the super chats tonight, just enjoying the show, watching it, liking, sharing, keeping up with everything, participating. Thank you guys so much. I am Rockin Robbie Billups on behalf of everybody here, which is literally just me and 2 cats. Thank you. We appreciate it. We love you. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for rocking with us. For real though, like, I would bullshit a little bit longer, but I got to see the end of this Lakers game. It's going to drive me insane. Y'all, really, thank you so much for your support. We're out. Are we? Completely out? Are we? Maybe not completely right now, but y'all, I really do appreciate it. Fable, thank you so much for the music. Everybody out there, we really do appreciate it. But I got to go watch this Lakers game. Yeah. Fable, thank you so much, by the way, for this. Station!